Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, life destroyed. a superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. 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 Can I be your superhero?
Stranded in the open, dried out tears of sorrow, lacking all emotion, staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow, moving with the motion, following the light that sets me
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the SLE. We are in the second round of the upper bracket now. Today we are going to be seeing Team Evo take on Team Vitagen.
Vitagen,
Vitagen.
come on. We had a
Vitagen.
we had a long debate, and after a lot of semantics about English, we have determined that there is one correct way to call it, and it's Vitagen. I
It's
think.
Vitagen. And
I
hello,
think.
Sadix. How you doing? He's gonna be my co-caster for today. What are you thinking? What do you want to see from Team VIT? Yeah,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
what what are you excited to see?
Uh,
What are you excited for?
what am I excited for? Well, I hope it's 3 games. That's
True.
one. I hope it's 3 banger games. Uh, I hope it's like 3 banger games that are not too long because I don't want my throat to be absolutely dead for tomorrow.
True.
But yeah, other than that, 3 banger games. That's kind of what I'm hoping to see.
I mean, look, all I'm gonna say is the hydrate emote is there for a reason.
No, no,
Okay, I'm
no.
not gonna encourage that, please.
Actually, I will.
Oh, but guys, please, enough. It's already started. I don't even have a drink. Okay, I actually think I need to go get one. Oh, I
I
regret saying
refilled my
anything.
water bottle going into the stream, so I'm absolutely fine for now.
But anyway, Team Evo versus Team Vitagen, Vitagen. God, I'm gonna be doing this all of today. I feel like favorites going into this has to be Vitagen, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I
for sure.
think they only lost one game in the regular split. Maybe even undefeated. I can't quite remember, but
I think they
Evo
lost
when.
one game. They lost one game,
Mhm.
and it was to Evo actually.
Oh, they lost to Evo.
Yeah, I
That
think
is
so.
a talk about a background going into this game. And I mean, again, I still think Vitagen have got to be the favorites here. But again, Evo clearly showed in the past they have what it takes to take a game off them. And yeah, I'm super excited as I think the pick ban phase has just started. So we're actually going to get straight into that immediately, I think, with Evo being on blue side. They are going to look at that first ban.
And
They
yeah,
are.
obviously, yeah, Evo banning Zoe,
Yeah,
Ice
we've seen
Zoe is,
X-Stars.
yeah, it's pretty nutty, honestly.
Do we need to say more? Yeah, dude, like this is
Yeah,
just nuts, champ.
and obviously Vitagen on the other side banning that Karma again, one of those really popular picks for the side of Evo. Kill playing a lot of Karma, and I wouldn't be surprised if Vitagen would ban stuff like Gragas as well, because we've seen it
True.
before. But yeah, again here we see Volibear hovered as a ban for the side of Evo. A pretty
I mean,
contested pick in general right now, but
I
yeah,
think
Dutch is making
Volley,
a
I
lot of
think Jarvan, they're
yeah.
both kind of like your standard jungle picks at the moment. But yeah, I mean, you spoke about it before. Volibear probably gonna get banned. I hope that they ban out Gragas. We know Evo Bobo is a bit of a Gragas enjoyer, especially in the
Respect,
SLE.
respect, honestly, yeah.
True, true. He's a cultured man, a cultured man. I'd say
Uh,
Gragas of all the League of Legends champions is the most hydrated. You know, he's
yeah, I
perma
mean
chugging, bro.
yeah, especially once you get that Everfrost going, you're hydrating pretty fast. But we see the Akali ban. Now on the side of Evo, we have Bobo, who's more of a tank player, but Eon on mid lane is known for his picks. His Yasuo, his this assassin, more fighting type champion, dealing a lot of damage. So not surprised at all seeing that Akali
Mm-hmm.
ban. But again, we were talking before the game started. Before the stream started, you were talking about Duchess Poppy, and here we probably are going to get it banned. So from the side of Evo, so showing that respect towards
True. I
the
mean,
Poppy jungle.
so far most of these first phase ban phase have more or less entirely been respect bans, right? You see, Eon's Akali, Dutch is Poppy, Xyz is Zoe, and obviously the Karma as well. We see these players really coming alive on, like, I'm not gonna call them their signature picks because I'm sure no one likes to be called an OTP. But yeah, I think both teams definitely done their homework and
Yeah.
looking
Oh, and
like
look at
a
this.
Born. Oh,
Oh, and Ornn. Yeah.
sheesh.
Not
I mean, the
surprised
champ's
at all.
broken.
Yeah, but honestly, what are you gonna ban going into the first game, right? Like Evo played one game in playoffs. Vitagen was on a 1 month dry streak of no games. So
True.
you know, kind of meta shifted a tiny bit. So you know, just ban those comfort picks for game one and see what's gonna happen. And here we see Evo hovering that Lee Sin. I think every jungler's comfort pick, and he's just getting locked in as a
All the
B1 pick.
Sinner picks coming out immediately, but yeah, definitely. If you're an LS fan, look away there with the Lee Sin getting locked in. Uh, Vitagen just looking to hover the Jarvan. I mean, we see it time and time again. Jarvan and Volibear, they're kind of the two premier junglers in the SLE, and I think across all levels of play at the moment. But maybe opting for an Ari. They are gonna lock that in. I think again, a super safe mid laner,
Yeah,
super strong mid laner at the moment too. I
yeah,
don't know
very
what you
good
think about
setup.
that.
Yeah, very good setup. And as well, look, you're pairing it with a potential Jarvan here. You know, you have a lot of setup. You know, Charm, Flash Charm, a lot of CC, and Ari as well deals quite a lot of damage, especially once you hit that 6. You have a lot of repositioning, a lot of damage. So you have a lot of ways you can approach a team fight. And yeah, as I was saying, with that setup, with that Jarvan, you know, flag and drag, you just come in, and if it's an immobile mid lane, which they might be thinking the enemy team is going to pick. Oh, never mind.
Oh, I mean,
Never mind.
I mean, we see this right, the Lee Sin LeBlanc combo. I mean, it's not new to anyone. This is like what season? The season 8 special, or I can't remember how long ago it was, but a very very competent 2v2 lane, and you're talking about a ton of ways to approach fights. I mean, I don't think there is a more dash heavy 2v2 in the game than Lee
Yeah,
Sin and
for
LeBlanc.
sure.
Like my goodness.
Maybe spice in a bit of Kiana, and you've got a lot more dashes there as well. But yeah, that LeBlanc. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of LeBlanc into Ari here. Obviously, Ari having all that mobility, you know, she's
Mhm.
pretty hard to pin down in lane, and doesn't really have a lot of counters. So it does come down to it being a skill matchup. So I'm interested to see how this matchup in middle is gonna go. And here,
Wow.
Gragas
No
going to get
way.
locked in. Who would have seen that one coming?
Evo blind pick Bobo Goragus, and they might look to respond with the carry top laner. Is it Captainin? Am I mistaken there?
No, no,
That is the
it
top
is, it
laner
is,
for
it
the
is, it is.
Vitagen, but okay, perhaps not gonna go quite as hypey as Camille or as Irelia, but Camille also pretty well versed,
Yeah.
especially with the Jarvan. I think they work pretty well together. There's a lot of flexibility. I feel like within both teams' team comps at the moment. I mean, Evo maybe perhaps leaning slightly towards that skirmish pick style of comp, but again, I think both teams are kind of capable of doing anything at the moment. Like no one's really revealed like their full card of hands yet, and I'm super excited to see what both teams bring to the table. I think Evo in this spot, honestly, I'd like to see some sort of hyper carry come out in the bot lane.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
they're definitely lacking some damage, right? You have LeBlanc, she has that burst, but you don't really have the DPS. You have the Lee Sin, who really will be there only for the kicks and the picks later on in the game to pair it off with the LeBlanc, right? You kick someone in, LeBlanc bursts them down, but you're still kind of lacking the DPS, right? The Camille, she's going to have the Death Dance. The Jarvan, he's going to be jumping in quite tanky. So how are you realistically going to deal with those champions, you know? So they are lacking that DPS, and with a Vayne ban, with an Ezreal ban, that DPS is kind of going away, and you're locking in the Leona here, possibly the hover from Vitagen. So,
Leona, MF is still available.
oh,
Okay, never mind.
Kalista? Okay, okay, oof. I got maybe it was
I mean,
foreshadowing for their R5, but they're still yet to pick an ADC, and we see the Alistar here. What the Alistar does do, right? It kind of enables, if you time it right, you kind of interrupt decent dashes, LeBlanc dashes,
yep.
so you can really fuzzle it out. And obviously, once you ult, you're really tanky as well. So it can get quite rough. But here on the other hand, Renata. Now, the thing with Renata, I'm not the biggest fan of that champion, but I think it is really, really good into champions like Camille and Jarvan, because her Q can
hmm
interrupt people mid dashes. And
True.
if you ever played Jarvan into Renata, you know how annoying it can be if Jarvan EQs in and Renata just hits her Q mid your dash and just pushes you back in your team. And then you kind of don't have an engage. Luckily for Vitagen, they still have a Camille, but is this going to be a Kaisa? Oh my
I
god, it's a
mean,
Kaisa. I have called it before the stream.
I don't know, man. But it's gonna look like I mean, Jinx last pick. I mean, I feel like you're missing an opportunity to pick Zaya or MF, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. I mean, I think MF is by far the strongest pick. Um, I wouldn't even mind the Jhin in Vitagen's case, as they do have enough damage
Oh,
that they are gonna opt for the Zeri. Now, Zeri, obviously, her laning phase is not the strongest. It
true.
wasn't before her nerfs either. I think it's weaker now. But obviously, the Zeri scales pretty well into late game. So if she
Not,
survives that laning phase after Kai'Sa's nerfs, I think Zeri is gonna be a
yeah.
force to be reckoned in the later game as well.
True, not a lot of lockdown or like guaranteed lockdown here for the side of Evo. However, there is a lot of pick potential with the Kai'Sa, with the LeBlanc, with the Lee Sin. And I mean, look, I think Renata's a bit suspect as well as a champion, but like I think that R can be so impactful on a team that wants to like dive into her, right? If they all like line up, like trying to go in with the Alistar, with the Camille, with the Jarvan, like they're not gonna dash like three times. They're dashing once, it's in a straight line, and they're probably coming at you kind of grouped up. So I'd like to think that you could get some good value out of the Renata ult in this game, but I mean, I just don't see how anyone touches Zeri after like two items.
Yeah, obviously, especially once she stacks, her lethal tempo. But
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of Zeri Alistar. Zeri usually pairs well with champions like Karma, Yuumi. Either an
true.
enchanter or like a more of a hard engage. Not really Alistar, but something like a Nautilus Leona.
Yeah,
Does do better in pairing with it. But then again, on the other side, we have Renata, who just stops hard engages like that. So it is
true.
it's it's a bit of a rough spot,
Yeah,
for both teams. And honestly, I kind of wouldn't give either team the edge here because they're both so substantially different at their approach on draft and what the draft wants to do in the game, right? You have Evo, as you were
true.
saying. It's a complete like pick potential. We're gonna have Gragas, one of the tankiest and most sustainable tanks on top lane. Um, and Lisa and LeBlanc are really, really strong mid jungle
Hmm.
duo, and that Kai'Sa, not in meta as much. I don't think we're gonna be seeing AP Kai'Sa. I think it's actually gonna be Kraken Slayer or Gale Force Kai'Sa this game. But um, yeah, it's a lot of that damage, that burst damage. That if they get one pick, they can turn it into an objective,
True.
turn it into a tower, into a dragon, into Baron, and try to snowball it. They're really snowballing. If they don't have a lead early, I think they're really gonna struggle. Especially if Vitagen plays Vision correctly, Ari sitting in a bush, landing a charm, it's basically game
True.
over. If the charm lands on a champion like LeBlanc or Renata, then
It's done,
realistically,
bro.
yeah, it's done.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I think it's gonna be that the battle of the snowball against like the thing is like Vitagen have a pretty good snowball comp in and of itself as well with that top three pairing of Ari, Jarvan, and Camille. I think okay, Gragas is pretty safe, but again, I feel like there are definitely windows for Camille to get herself out of lane, and I think if you can kind of shut down the Lee Sin, I think Ari actually has a pretty good time against LeBlanc with the LeBlanc W actually making it pretty easy for Ari to hit the charm into combo or whatever. And I don't expect much to happen in the bot lane, but Renata Kai'Sa is I don't know the potential of this lane. You don't really see it a whole lot. So who knows? I think this game is either going to be like 10-0 in the first 10 minutes of the game, or it's going to be like completely dead because I think if Vitagen just sit back and do nothing, they just win in the later stages of the game. They, as you said, just play vision like well and guard your vision. I don't see
Yeah,
having any.
there's no
Yeah,
way for Evo, to get back in the game if Vitagen plays their vision correct. But also, on the other side, as you're saying, Renata, right? She has the best ability in the
yeah.
game. Arguably,
She
her W
press
just
press
is the one
W
who
like
makes the life.
yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, it has a lot of value here when you're having a pick comp like this.
True.
There's a high chance that if you die, you are going to get a trade-off kill, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're gonna get your burst out regardless, and you will most likely res. So a lot of the times, it might actually be a 1-for-0. But yeah,
I mean, I think both teams have a lot of front-loaded damage in this game. I mean, I think the team Vitagen definitely, if fights go longer, do have the edge. But again, I think Ari, Jarvan, Camille come with enough like burst in their kit so that like, look again, you said it. If Renata can just get W on LeBlanc, and it's like, okay, LeBlanc died. Wait, trade kill, because I expect most of this game early on to be like 1-for-1s, and I think if Renata can get out of the bot lane, you're kind of honestly in a really really good position, because again, trading 1-for-1, if you have Renata W, it's a 1-for-0, right? Like that's
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
he has two ultimates. Like that ability is just not fair. But what do you see both supports doing, right? Because Evo Bobo is probably going to play safe top because he's playing Gragas, but Lee Sin, I actually expect, obviously, the Lee Sin LeBlanc being so strong, to Lee Sin probably going to find himself mid lane a lot. And again,
Yeah,
I think Zeri also kind of just wants to be left alone. So
yeah, Zeri doesn't want to fight on lane, right? So Alistar is gonna be looking for roam timers all the time. Abusing that Gragas is probably like main priority, right? Because if Camille gets ahead, if Camille gets on 1-2 items, she will scale and have Cho'Gath ult on her Q. So it's a lot of damage on that top side of Vitagen here. So yeah, and obviously in chat I see Miku's saying that if Evo doesn't win this game, it's a 2-0 for sure. And I was saying some similar stuff before this, but you know, I do have a lot of hope in Evo regardless, you know. But you know, as we're gonna load into the game here, I don't think we've set the predictions live on stream, Brady. So what's your prediction for this game, or for the series? You know, how do you think it's gonna go?
Based off standings, you have to say Vitagen are the favorites coming into this, but again, we've seen Evo take a game off these guys before. A lot of Evo's losses in the regular split are just from lack of turning up. So they're all here today. So honestly, I think anything can happen. But 2-1, I think, to Vitagen is going to be my overall estimate on how this goes.
Yeah, and I'm on a 2-1 as well. So we're both on the same boat here going into this game. But yeah.
Any crazy rune choices you see standing out at you immediately, or?
I see something special. I don't necessarily think so. Obviously, you know, first strike Jarvan. I do think Spellbook is a better option, mostly because of the value you get out of it. Because you know, first strike realistically gives you like what 500 damage, 400 damage, and a bit of gold. But you get a lot of value out of Spellbook, right? Ignite, Exhaust, TP, a lot of that, right? But other than that, I think we see just general root pages around the board. Glacial Augment on Alistar, you know, he won't get that tankiness, but if he does get into the whole team, you know, Glacial Augment, everyone that's standing in it is gonna deal less damage to your team, so he reduces a lot of damage. And here we see Team Vitagen moving down his 5 towards bot, so they might be looking for an invasion.
I mean, I don't. Okay, unless Xyz is opting to start Charm, I do not see a world where you have like maybe Alistar can flash Q, but again, we are gonna see Kilogi might face check here. They don't know just yet. Oh my goodness, not like this. Oh no, is it gonna happen? Oh, she will spot them and will just get away. Oh my goodness. I was sweating, my goodness, man. Last second, I mean, at least she didn't get the ward, right? Who got the ward? Ari got the ward.
Ari got the ward. Yeah, but man, that would have been, oh my. If we started the series like that.
Now, just looking at this, we are seeing the Lee Sin starting in the top quadrant of his map, and we do see Dutcha desperately making a sprint up to his red buff. He is going to be seen up there, obviously. So, yeah, what do you think of both junglers opting to path towards their bot lanes here?
Well, personally, I think Lee Sin should do a 3 camp and look for something around mid, right? Once LeBlanc gets that level 3. She has a lot of gang setup as well with her chain, so I don't particularly mind it. Especially like Lee Sin enjoys doing single target camps, so I don't think it's surprising at all. Jarvan can do red into Raptors into Gromp, but he opts to just run straight towards bot here, so that's quite interesting. Also, we had a hydrate in chat, Brady, so you have to do that one.
All right, wait. Let me run down and grab a drink of water real quick. I need to go get a glass, but hold up the fort. Give me 2 seconds.
I'll hold the fort for tonight. But anyway, yeah. While he's gone, we can just take a look at this top lane, right? Gragas has a lot of sustain. Camille can take those trades, get that shield, but Gragas does out sustain Camille. Camille wants to get her grass procs, but Gragas running phase rush, so indicating he might be running AP. Meanwhile, on mid, we see those short trades from LeBlanc, popping her Q, getting the W and getting the electrocute, just a small burst of damage. Ari wants to do similar things, landing a charm, landing her Foxfires or her Q to get a lot of damage in. And yeah, on top, we're just seeing this chilled, relaxed out trades. Camille winning out this time, but the wave is in Gragas' favor. Meanwhile, if we look at jungle's pathings, Jarvan's clearing bot side as Alistar is looking for just some trade-off from bot lane. Renata Q hits though, so Jarvan's gonna take quite some damage there. But Jarvan's already pathing down to bot here in that tri-bush, so he might catch out Lee Sin if he spots him. So the pathings from both junglers was just red from Jarvan to a full bot side clear. As Hex Flash from Alistar going in, Jarvan coming in from the gank, but that was Alistar just dies out, and that's a first blood to Kai'Sa right there, so that's really good. And Lee Sin flashes in onto the Jarvan, forces out Jarvan flash, but doesn't hit his Q. And that's both flashes on both Jarvan and Zeri. Heal off on Zeri as well, so that's a really big swing from Team Evo here, and that's a 900 gold lead at 3 minutes. But in the river, Ari hits her charm, and she will hit her Q as well, so that's LeBlanc getting chunked down for half her HP. But nothing's gonna happen out of that, as Lee Sin will just... Oh no, never mind, Jarvan's there, but Jarvan has his flag and drag, so I think he's gonna get out. Lee Sin a bit out of position here, but LeBlanc going onto the Jarvan. She might kill him, but Lee Sin dies, even the Renata W is on him, so that is not enough. Grady's missing a hell of a banger right now. Yeon out of position though, and he will die, and that's a double kill to LMR. And the Zeri, no flash, no heal, but with the double buff, going in now, losing half her HP, but she will regenerate everything back with that red buff.
What did I come back to? Jesus Christ!
You came back to you came back to some real stuff happening.
Well, Zeri's 2-0 now. Feels good.
Yeah, Zeri's 2-0, and yeah, honestly, that was just an overstay from Evo. There was no real reason to go fight Jarvan and chase him that deep. Obviously, he didn't have flash, but again, you know, you can just leave it, take scuttle, and back off. You know, you got the lead on bot lane, and you can just look to regank later on. So you know, that small lead they had, they kind of threw it away just 20 seconds after they got it. So yeah, nicely done from Evo until it wasn't.
I mean, from what okay, never mind. Evo is gonna come down here into the bot lane. I don't think he is gonna be spotted. No vision, obviously. Can he sneak into this middle brush without being seen? I think he has so far. It's LMR gonna look forward, but they are gonna look onto Bard. Papa, Lee Sin Q connects. Does he get out? The flash away, and he is gonna get away with that one. Whoo! It is a all bot lane this game for whatever reason, and
meanwhile, obviously Lee Sin shows him bot, and he will just lose his whole top side here, and that's not what Lee Sin wants. If he gets the read off right here, he's gonna go for that invade and take his bot side jungle, which I think he is doing. So they are just gonna trade bot side and top side here. So that should give information to Jarvan's on top here to the side of Evo. So Bobo is looking to recall, get in base. He's got no mana. I think we will be seeing a tier pickup. Yeah, there we go, tier and boost. So that's a pretty good back from Jarvan.
LMR does really need to be careful here. The split map, and Zeri has a slow pushing wave. I think Lee Sin might just look to regank bot here.
But Alistar Hex Flash and getting spotted on that ward though. But LeBlanc dashes out, and that's it. Skill is doing God's work and freezing that bot lane.
That's not not all heroes wear capes right there, man. I wish my solo queue supports did that for me. Tanks like 3 waves, he's like, no problem, I got you. We do now see Evo Bobo. My goodness, I mean, okay, meantime, we are just going to see the side of Vitagen going to pick up this first Drake, going to be completely uncontested. Lee Sin is still around the bot side, but yeah, there's no contesting this. And now, I mean, honestly, gold is still relatively even. Zeri is sitting on 2 kills. I mean, I think both teams are still kind of fine with the situation in this game, with maybe exception being LeBlanc being a little bit behind. But
yeah, for sure.
Look, you still have a Lee Sin.
I just want to know that Lee Sin, obviously, right? He doesn't have the fastest jungle here, right? And it really gets enabled once you get that Iron Spike whip. But buying that longsword, because he did die in the enemy jungle and couldn't afford anything else. He's on a pickaxe.
Alistar not gonna connect anything, as LeBlanc does connect with the chains. Renata's turn onto the mid lane. Just gonna say hello. Nothing gonna happen in the end.
Yeah, I mean, they're just chilling. Obviously, as we were saying before, both supports are kind of looking to just roam off of bot lane, right? Others are
Yeah.
getting that timing off because Zeri got her reset. Same for Ori on the side of Evo, and we are seeing what is most likely going to be an AD Kai'Sa, you know, after that AP nerf. There's kind of
True,
pointless
and I
going
mean,
inside.
I just want to take a note of the fact that at 7 minutes into the game, Zeri has a full item already on the Essence Reaver. The crit Zeri obviously being buffed. I mean, I think it's more so the Bruiser Zeri being completely gutted. But what do you think of this current iteration of Zeri?
I like it. I'm a big fan. You know, I don't think AD carries should be tanky. I think when you deal that much damage and have that much mobility, you shouldn't really be allowed to, you know,
Also be a
to
tank.
have that much health and survivability. So I think it's good, you know, that her damage output is going up, but so is, you know, her you know the word I'm looking for.
Volatility. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's the word. That's the one. Good
Sure.
job.
You gotta play on the edge if you're playing Zeri. As we do see Dutch gonna start up the Rift Herald. This Jarvan definitely on top of the neutral objective game, securing both first Drake and looking for that instant start on the Herald. I mean, okay, maybe not instant, maybe like 8:20, but like, you know, we'll say instant as the bot lane. Also is gonna roam to mid. Some great rotations here to secure their objectives, but
yeah, I don't know if I'm a big fan of that bot lane roam because they're losing
Yeah.
that wave bot. The wave is crashing. It's gonna push back to the side of Evo. So again, if they're gonna be looking for a fight on bot, it's gonna be either now or in probably 2 more minutes because that wave
True.
will be back at Evo. But look at Kill on bot. He is. Never mind.
Oh, nothing. Okay. This didn't get caught under the tower. Didn't get caught grading for plates in the end. But Lee Sin pathing down to bot now. I mean, it's Elmar again needs to be careful. They really need to get a fast push going. Because if they slow push this next wave, Lee Sin is gonna have a really good opportunity to gank, and it looks like it's fine. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, they did pick up 1 plate on the side of Evo. But obviously, Vitagen has the hero.
True.
Yeah, and they can just make a play with it. Obviously, I don't know if you want to make a play this early. Most likely, they will just funnel resources. But my biggest guess is a play is going to be made in around 2 minutes' time, around Dragon's Ball.
True. We do see some trading around. Mid Obsidian is also here now. The Q does connect. Ari gonna be forced to ult away. Lee Sin flash is not gonna be enough. But yeah, Ari ult is now gone. Hopefully we can make some use of that. But again, Ari is so safe. Like, she still has the flash up. It's so difficult to gank this champion.
Yeah, especially at 6, right? That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That she doesn't really have many counters. And I think realistically, LeBlanc isn't a counter to her. Because if outside of a minion wave, LeBlanc jumps at Ari, Ari can charm and her W damage doesn't even go through, right? So obviously, I think everyone's best friend Veigar is one of the best picks into Ari because
True.
on occasion, where does she go afterwards?
The two junglers just meeting in the river there briefly, but both supports on the case. Both supports again. You mentioned it before, just hard on the roams, and now Evo Yi on no W. Barbar's gonna flash in, but he is gonna flash. X-Dies the charm, but it's not gonna be enough with the Jarvan ult. But Evo Bobo with the combo coming down too. Is it gonna be enough to pick up Barbar? It's Salamar with the heal is gonna get him out alive, and there's a little bit of an overstep there from Yi on W's in, and I mean that's Barbar's opportunity, right? That's his go, but it's not looking like Evo are done as Barbar is gonna heck past the wall with a 3-man knockup, with a 3-man Jarvan knockup afterwards. It is just gonna be a slaughter, but it's looking like the Renata ult is gonna kind of save them, and now it's LMR is gonna kite away here. He's gonna look to go back in, but nothing more. I think that ends up being a 1-for-1. Barbar is not gonna find anything else with that Hex Flash, but it looked good.
Yeah, and obviously, right, a lot of cooldowns going off now because Dragon just spawned.
True, and now
Dodge
just overstaying. Bang, one shot, and now it's Lamar is next on the list, or he does need to be a little bit careful. But the chains do not connect, gonna force the flash, and now it's looking like one jungler's down. It might just be a free Drake here, as yeah, Jarvan is not gonna be in the area. Camille didn't commit to even coming to that play, and I mean ultimately I think that's a net win for Evo. I think it's 2-for-1 in the end.
Ari's there and they're both low. Ari's ult is back up, but okay. Never mind. I was seeing stuff that wasn't there, okay? I was seeing different angles. I'm a mathematician, okay? I
You,
like
yeah,
angles.
you were running the numbers, and yeah, there we
I
go. We have some pause.
SLE
Nice.
special.
True, man.
But yeah, we
But
did
yeah,
see
what do
that
we?
Herald coming down on mid lane, right? So that's a 1.5k gold lead now for the side of Team Vitagen. But obviously, both teams are on one dragon each, and it is going to
Mhm.
be Mountain Soul as well. So um, now
Mountain
Mountain
Soul.
Soul favors the side of Vitagen really, really,
Yeah.
really good here, especially because you have that Lee Sin, that LeBlanc, a lot of burst,
True.
which that Mountain Soul kind of prevents. It's not the sustain from Ocean Soul, but it
I mean,
kind
I
of does the
think
trick.
the small resistances and the shield that Mountain Soul gives you. Again, if they can't if they can't like one tap burst you, you're kind of good to go, right? Like you want to take long extended fights, and I think Mountain Soul gives you the ability to do that. To be honest, I'm just glad it's not Cloud Soul. No one likes that soul. I'm
Yeah,
happy
I
to see
love it.
Mountain.
No one likes it.
Oh
Everyone
yeah.
loves it.
Oh, true.
True. But yeah, anyways, if we just take a look at the game state right now, we have
Hmm.
obviously like Camille and Gragas. Camille obviously had a bit of a CS lead.
True.
Big Gragas' mythic is a bit earlier, but they're both pretty close to their mythic as we are going back into the game here. If we look
But
at a bit of items, obviously Lee Sin finishing his Gore Drinker. On the other side, we have Jarvan on the Chem Tank. Ari has the edge on LeBlanc when it comes to the mythic.
mhm. Yep.
Kaisa is not on her mythic yet. She is standing in base though, so she might just be waiting for that few extra gold. Um,
Oh,
as
spectator
we
bugs. I
have
love them.
spectator bug all around. But
Um.
while this is happening, Zeri exiting the base with perk treads.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah,
We're chilling. And
yeah,
now 3 top. The Hex Flash gonna come out. Evo Bobo gonna get double knocked up. I expect him to just use the casket. The Jarvan ult does also come down, but this Gragas is so unbelievably tanky. Captain coming in now. The Hextech Ultimatum gonna come down, and now Evo Obsidian is gonna be on the run. He is gonna get picked up, knocked up, shut down? No. But now
yeah. But Captain is
Captain
deep
needs
here.
to be careful. Looks like he might get away, but Yi on no ult. But Renata looking, trying to give the speed up. Okay, it's Alamari is gonna go in, dashes over the wall, gonna ult, but nothing gonna come from it. Everyone from Vitagen is just up in and around this top side blue buff for a reason, but except the Ari. And
Yeah, I
I was
mean,
gonna
it's good.
mention,
Ari's getting free XP and plates on bot side, right? And
yeah,
honestly, look, realistically, what does Evo do there? What do you achieve after Zeri pops ult? It's just not good to fight. The best way to fight Zeri is to run away and wait for her ult to fall off, right?
True.
Because her movement speed and everything's gonna drop afterwards, and as long as she's not getting her attacks off, it doesn't keep resetting on the timer. So, nice. I mean, obviously not as nicely done there from Evo getting caught, but nicely done understanding that it's not a fight they can't take and backing off when they still could.
But now we see a bit of a gold lead start to open up. 3k gold lead over to the side of Vitagen. I mean, we were saying before that Evo Yeon and Evo Obsidian alongside Ori are kind of like the pilots in this pick comp, right? They need to get ahead. They need to be dominant in making their plays. They need to have control, and it doesn't look like they have that right now. I mean, Ori doing an alright job. We see first item Gale Force is now completed, but in comparison to its LMR and just the general map play from Vitagen, it just feels like Vitagen is just in the driver's seat here, and I think with time it just does not get any easier for Evo.
Yeah, and for sure. I mean, look at Lee Sin, right? You're a jungler. Besides, after getting 2 items, you're most likely not gonna get more because getting resources later on in the game, it's pretty hard as a jungler. And on the other hand, we have Yeon, who's actually only on 1 mythic item component right now. He's still missing a blasting wand or something. So I'm really interested in on how much gold he's actually sitting on right now, because that's still a hefty amount of gold that he's missing to his mythic.
Ooh. I mean, I think he just reset too, so he is just missing a ton of gold. And I mean, okay, Dutch is gonna look for the flag and drag onto Obsidian. Obsidian gonna kick but miss the Q, but now I think Barber is gonna get here first, gonna force out the flash from Lee Sin. Nothing gonna happen, but Xthia's on the bot side taking a big all-in against Evo Bobo, but he is so unbelievably tanky. Does he have the jukes? He does, dodges the charm, and flashes away to safety. Sheesh. Okay,
Yeah,
Evo not done. Okay, on the other side of the fight too. Okay, it's going off absolutely everywhere. It is going to be a shutdown in the end. It's Elmar going to get picked up importantly by Kaiser, but again on the other side of the fight, Evo Yi on 0-3-0 on this LeBlanc now. It is starting to look like a bit of a disaster.
Yeah, obviously Eon struggling here, but Ari has the ult. Casket under tower. That's a pretty nice ult from Bobo there. Ari has to flash out, but obviously not enough damage yet. No Everfrost completed. I think with an Everfrost there, Ari could have been potentially dead, but you know, Bobo needs to play this respectfully now. He's pretty low HP. Obviously, he can heal up with his passive, but obviously I don't think Thais is gonna be having none of it. They will both just reset.
Mechanics on display here at the bot lane for sure. Some nice little combos coming out from both players. Ultimately, both flashes, both ultimates expended, and with how many seconds? 30 seconds left up on this Mountain Drake. I feel like I don't know if either one of the fights was warranted, but you know what? They had it anyway, and I think the Ari ult is Gragas ult going to be up for this next Drake.
Yeah, I think Gragas ult is pretty low cooldown, so it should be back up for the Dragon. But I also kind of want to mention that, you know, when that Kai'Sa killed LMR previously on mid lane, right, when Ori got the kill, it was a 200 gold shutdown as well, so that's a bit more gold.
And you see Barda Papa with a huge engage, Kilogi with an ult to try and peel, and now Barda Papa is on the run. Lee Sin going to assist him out of that one. Evo Bubble might not be done here, though, as Ori is now on a killing spree. Another kill picked up, 3-0 now for this AD carry. Really, really well played there. I mean, Alistar just again getting a little bit over aggressive. Dutch and Captain not quite done here. Evo Bobo just going to do a good job of zoning them off, and it is looking like free Drake going to be potentially given over to Evo. I say that, but Captain now on the run, going to get rooted up, stunned up, locked down, and Evo Bobo going to pick that one up. Another, again, we were talking about it. This comp is a pick comp. If they find you just off on a corner by yourself like that, there's no surviving, unfortunately, and that's what this comp does so well.
If a Renata Q hits, right, you can't move. And if you're standing close to someone, she pushes you into them, and you kind of take the numb with you, you know? Captain goes down with the ship, so... yeah, obviously, the Captain
the charm connects, the one-shot comes out, it is not going to be enough, the shielding is just too much, and again, we're just talking about how this pick comp works, and you decide as the mid laner, you know what, I want a 1v3. Tries to one-shot, comes out with some crazy shields. I think the Lee Sin W plus the Renata W, double shields.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, the Renata shield itself is a pretty strong shield, especially once you max it, right? I don't think you max the hook on Renata, so yeah, I think that's a lot of shield there as well. But I think on the bright side, Vitagen still has a bit of a gold lead, and they will be picking up the tier 1 tower in mid lane here. So this is the last tier 1 tower on all lanes.
But Alistar gonna get chunked out. Evo Bobo gonna interrupt, and now he's gonna get picked up by Evo Obsidian. Isalamar is on the run. The kick comes out. The root connects. He's gonna get killed by the support. That is Zeri picked off again. I mean, Evo doing a really good job of just forcing fights with numbers advantages. Evo Bobo doing a great job of grouping. That being said, I feel like, wait, he actually has more CS as well.
Yeah,
despite...
and I mean...
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, earlier in the game, right, we saw Evo kind of getting caught out, you know, being separated or across the map. Vitagen really starting to group early around the top side, especially, you know, remember that blue buff. And they were there up as 4, as 5, you know, but now Evo's kind of decided, look, you know, 2 can play that game. And they started doing it, and Vitagen is just kind of getting caught out of position.
Afternoon caught here. He's just going to get stunned up. It's a 1v4. He's not getting out of that one. And another kill is going to be donated over to Evo Orion. This is a 4-0 Kai'Sa now. This is a 300 goal shutdown. I mean, I know Zeri, its LMR started off pretty strong, but yeah, this Kai'Sa needs to be respected at this point in the game. 2 full items now.
Yeah, and obviously 2 full items. And, you know, we were mentioning before, Zeri got nerfed. You know, the tankier build isn't as viable anymore, and realistically, if you want to play a glass cannon build, you go Krakenster or Gale Force, but it doesn't work as good in a 5v5 environment. So you need that survivability, and you need to build shield bow. So you're kind of still lacking damage until your 3rd item. And you know, she got that Essence Reaver, she got that early lead, but it wasn't used to like its entirety, right? And now Kai'Sa's back in the game. They got picked out, and the gold lead went down from 3k to 1k. So Evo in a really good position right now.
It's looking like Bobo is grouped again. They are going to look for this fight. The flash forward, the casket goes wide. Barda Papaya is just going to look for Peel, going to proc the rune, and ultimately nothing going to happen. I mean, look, Evo Bobo, I feel like, is just making it happen for his team. He's somehow getting pushed on top, and he's just finding some really, really great opportunities to get into this mid lane with his ultimate, with his glacial, what is that thing? What is that item? The freeze item. That one.
Everfrost.
Everfrost. Man, he's making it happen, man. He's making it happen.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. He completed his second item, Winter's Approach or something, Fimble Winter, one of those two. I think it's the same
Yeah,
item.
that one. The tier item. Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously every time he's close now, he's gonna get a shield as well, you know?
Yeah.
So making him even tankier in fights, and without sustain, he's just gonna be, you know, surviving those fights. Worst case scenario, if he gets melted down to a point of death, you know, Renata just W's him, and by that time, someone will die on the enemy team, and he will
You got enough damage from the side of Evo, especially with Kai'Sa being as strong as she is, that, look, someone will get picked. If you just get, like, a Gragas assist, if you just ulti everyone, like, or, like, 3 people, surely you come back, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, we do now see Evo with a little bit of control across this map, with Bobo doing a great job of grouping. It's giving Yeon a little bit of time in and around this bot lane to, you know, recoup what happened to him early on, because Vitagen did actually a really good job of shutting down this LeBlanc in the early game with some very much needed support and jungle attention. But Bobo gotta be careful here. Some good respect to him. He does recognize that his team is not there, but he might have just as I was saying about that respect, the casting's gonna go down. It's gonna miss. The knockup comes down, and that is just gonna be a dead Gragas there, just as I was saying. But Evo Bobo might not be done yet. The chains connect. Captain is gonna whiff, but now the Kai'Sa is here. Just gonna pick that kill up for free, and Lee Sin, and woo, in the backline, Dutch is gonna do. He's gonna flag and drag out, but again, look at the dash is coming out from the side of Evo. Gragas is gonna try, not Gragas, Alistar gonna try and make it work, try and peel for his team, but it's looking like he is just gonna be forced away again, but the flash is gonna get followed. He came in, he tried to be the hero, he ended up on, I don't know, in the same grave as Dutch, unfortunately, and now Ping's onto the Baron. They are just gonna trade Baron for Drake, but Evo running away with this game kind of out of nowhere, despite still being at a goal disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, Gragas, if you ult Camille out of her ult, you know, you can reposition her and just walk away. Obviously, they're gonna trade Dragon for Baron here, but, you know, missed that casket, died for it, but, you know, they went really deep to catch the Gragas, and obviously Evo recognized that they saw Ahri on bot lane, they knew she couldn't move. And yeah, they just went for it and just won out the fight straight up. Jarvan had a bounty as well, so they got that shut down. And with Baron, they now secured themselves a gold lead. Ahri pushing bot lane here, but you know, they have Baron minions now, and we could be starting to look at sieges.
True, and I mean,
point is still really far away. At least 10 minutes until we see Soul. If this game will last for 10 more minutes.
I mean, unironically, look, I think a champion like LeBlanc benefits so much from a Baron buff, because it means, like, she can just sit in a side lane and be so, like, obscenely annoying. Like there's no touching a champion like LeBlanc. Like, same with Ahri, but, like, Baron buff just makes it so much, like, easier to siege on towers, right? I mean, that's kind of the whole point of the buff, but it's looking like Evo gonna finally pick up this bot outer tower. This is only gonna be their second tower of the game, but yeah, Captain gonna have to be a little bit careful, a little bit respectful, as the rest of his team does perhaps look to turn up. But they are gonna spot the Lee Sin, they are gonna spot the Renata, they are gonna spot everyone out on wards, and they are just gonna look to respect them a little bit, just to give up that space. And I mean, yeah, rightly so, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's still, you know, there's still towers. There's still a tier 1 tower to pick up.
Oh, the Camille! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, it's just a choker Q, but the Q from Renata hits.
Captain is gonna be forced to ult over the Renata. Xayah with the Hourglass. They are gonna trade 1 for 1, and now it is just an all-out brawl. Evo Bobo on the backline. The Hex Splash coming in from Barda Papa in the face of Bobo. Evo Yeon getting really chunked out on the side there. LMR has to be careful. Chunked by Kai'Sa, but Evo just gonna look to kite this one out. Dutch not quite done yet. Okay, they are done now. I was kinda not sure if they wanted to chase or not, and now Evo coming again with another wave. I mean, the Baron just... Alistar gonna pop the ult, Evo Bobo gonna trade back. The casket does come out, but the Alistar is just so tanky. I think they were looking for the Ahri there. As the flash forward from Yeon is just gonna get flashed, he's gonna get picked up by Xayah. Evo Obsidian now might just get picked up, and now Evo Bobo are just gonna be on the run. Evo Bobo is gonna get tagged there, but okay, here we go. Justice coming out, gonna force ulti for ulti Jarvan for Kai'Sa, and Yeah, I mean, they might not be done here. It is looking like Ori is at the end of the line. 700 gold going over. Full K gold, sorry, going over to Camille. That is not what you want to see.
Yeah, and obviously we've seen it earlier in the game. That start play where you went for water, Evo getting a really nice play on bot lane, getting a lead,
Yeah.
and you know, overstaying. Yeah, that's the word. Ooh,
Yeah, that's the one.
my brain is starting to melt from this game, but yeah, like again, overstepping a bit on that bot side, forcing that tier 2 on bot lane, which really isn't, you know, that like substantial. Look at top lane tower, it's so low on the side of Vitagen. You know, they could just slowly pick up gold. There's no reason to force so hard when you have Baron, when you have champions like Gragas who can side lane and LeBlanc who can side lane and survive. Yeah, there's no real reason to force it. Lee Sin Q misses there, it doesn't cancel the recall, but you know, they got the lead on Baron, and similarly to that level 1, those early minutes, they got the lead, and again, they just overstep again, and that lead just, again, on the side of on Vitagen now. But a really close game so far. 2k gold lead at 27 minutes, and it's been back and forth.
But I can't help but think that the turning point is coming. The Cho'Gath Q is coming. The Camille is scaling. She's on 2 items now, but Xdias is just gonna get dove. Is gonna go golden, but I don't think that's gonna be enough as the Lee Sin Q does connect the flash. Okay, Xdias 1v3. He's gonna try and outplay it, but it's just not gonna happen as Ori does now find Barda Papa. The Void Seeker was speculative, we'll say, and now
friendly fire on that one.
But yeah, I mean, oh, are they done yet? I mean, Bobo does have ult, and but it is a numbers disadvantage. As he does look to be playing for something. Drake spawning in 20 seconds. Dutch might get caught out here. He is gonna flag and drag away, but Bobo is on the hunt.
Body slam doesn't go over that wall, sadly, but we also have Dragon up in 10 seconds, so this is gonna be interesting what Evo decides to play for. They get that mid prio, and now they will move into River S4. We also have LeBlanc on bot side looking for a flank. I don't think Leon was spotted on a ward, so in a really good position here. Dragon getting started.
Drake gonna be spotted. I think they did ultimately end up spotting Yeon on that flank. They are gonna kite down, gonna force her out of that bot side tribe rush, and Dragon still extremely high HP. Which team is gonna pull the trigger here as Xdias and LMR are just going to be looking for some poke. Lee Sin making sure he does have the Q, as we do see the Alistar fighting Ian on the flank, and it is just maybe starting to break out as Alistar is forced to pop his ult. The flash forward from Bobo with the 3-man cast, going to force out LMR to get his ulti, but now it is all up to this Zeri to see if she can cut this out. Ori is going to go forward, Alistar is going to go in, there's going to be a double kill over to the Ori, and now Evo Obsidian going to go in, pick up the Alistar, but LMR is still alive, still has that ulti proc. Captain is going to barely stay alive, and LMR manages to completely kite that fight out, gets a double kill in the end, gets Drake in the end. Eyes turn to Baron, I really hope, but that is a bit of a nail in the casket there for me, as an ace, a 5-for-1 goes over to the side of Vitagen.
Yeah, again, it was a... I don't think Evo could have played that fight much better than they did, right? A nice flash body snap from Bobo, getting 3 or 4 people even with it. A nice casket in the end as well, you know, Lee Sin getting a kick going through 3 people, but obviously Ari is on Zhonya's, is almost on 3 items. We have Zeri on 3 items as well in the fight. Camille on Maw as well, so taking less damage from that LeBlanc, and obviously ADC. Look, we have Kai'Sa going Asher Stood. Again, I don't think it's like the most optimal item. It gives you the W evolve, but again, you know, missing out a lot of like DPS in those team fights now, and it's just not enough. And I think Evo is slowly starting to, you know, show that lack of damage. Zeri having those 3 items in that team fight really did wonders. You know, kiting out, doing all of that AoE, and that movement speed is just hard to get on top of her. So yeah, from this point on, I find it really hard to see an angle for Evo to play this game as easily as they did up until now, because I mean, they executed that fight pretty well, but it was just rough.
I think the problem they're consistently having is like, okay, look, your team comp, especially with the Gragas is going to go in, he's going to try and like split up the team fight, and then it's up to your Lee Sins, your LeBlancs, and your Kai'Sas to like pick off the stragglers there and try to like, everyone needs to hone in on one person. But again, Ari has the Zonyas, and Zeri just has the move speed, has 3 items. That shield bow doing a great job, actually making her tankier than the previous shield bow did. I think it gives you more health now as a captain, and might get caught here as he is gonna go forward. Evo Bobo gonna drop very low, gonna go golden 2, gonna drop the casket. It is captain in a
But his body
1v2.
slap.
Okay, the body slam is gonna go a little wide, and the
No,
was it
it was
Hextech
the hero
ultimatum?
minion.
Was there a hero minion?
There was a hero minion in the bush.
Oh, that's
That
so
was-
sad, but not all heroes wear capes, man. RIP that minion, he died.
I
Truly
think
a
it was
hero.
a caster, so you could argue that there is some type of cape. So
True, true. But yeah, okay, we're gonna see the Hex Smash come forward, and Kilogi is just gonna get absolutely picked up. A bit of a desperation ulti as Evo Bobo gonna get completely chunked, gonna hit the Q though. He is gonna pick that kill up with the red smite in the end, I think, gonna get that shutdown. However, all at the same time, you lose your inhibitor tower, you lose your inhibitor in English inhibitor, and yeah, I mean, is it worth it in the end? Vitagen now up 6k gold, and I mean, I just don't think that Evo has the firepower in a straight up front to back anymore to even compete with this Zeri, with this Camille. Unless you find some wonder flanks, which Yeon is looking for, I find it very difficult to try and win out these team fights. But Evo, 4-man strong here in this bot lane. Evo Gragas that does almost have flash up, has casket available to him, perhaps waiting for another E-flash situation. I don't know how long on his flash yet, but 5v5 here in the bot lane as a little bit of dancing going on there with Obsidian just dashing forward. Evo Bobo spearheading the charge by the looks of things. Ori trying to get some poke off, but again, I mean, Vitagen are just happy to sit here. Like, midwave is just gonna shove anyway. Captain takes the reset to go shove top. Evo doesn't have the tools to make this fight happen at the moment, and Vitagen know that. So they're just gonna sit there and continue to dance with them, and ultimately they're just gonna keep losing out across the map.
yeah, obviously you're gonna keep losing out, and that Camille getting that Tiamat on the back as well. So that's even more wave clear for the side of Camille. Obviously, not having the strongest wave clear in the game as a more single target focused top laner.
Oh,
But,
Yeon gonna find 2. Gonna fly halfway back across the map. God, what a champion.
And as I was saying, has that wave clear, will be pushing out, and he's approaching that tower now. And we are at that point in the game where Camille basically just 2-3 shots towers.
True.
So
She's
Bobo
reaching
needs
critical
to match
mass.
Yeah,
She's-
critical
she's-
mass
she's-
is it's getting reached. And
As Evo are a bit of a desperation play, maybe looking for a death brush, but they do have to contest this Drake. I feel like Mountain Soul against Evo is just a death sentence, as they are trying to get some vision. But I mean, Bard of the Power already is just so unbelievably tanky. Like, it's so difficult for them to contest any space on the map at the moment. As looking like Evo Bobo is looking for a TP somewhere. Okay, he's TPing onto his own red. Sorry, I was looking at the minimap. I was like, wait, are they gonna go for like a Fnatic like
yeah,
TP
and
ward
obviously, I
here?
mean, look at this Anathema's and 2 enemy champions as well on the side of Vitagen, right? You have it on Darwin, you have it on
I mean,
Alistar. It seems to
Captain
be-
in here on a flank. Dutch is gonna start this
Oh,
off with a
but-
4-man ulti with the Camille. She's gonna get kicked out, but the Ari is gonna come in. The whatever her ulti is, Kilogi's ulti is just not gonna be enough. And now Obsidian is just on the run. Alistar gonna knock that one up, but an absolutely huge in-game from Dutch, followed up by Captain and X-Eyes, and it's just gonna be a double TP. Okay, we back. We back. Welcome back,
I'm
guys.
back.
Welcome back to SLE. Welcome back, Sanix, from your our
Okay,
little
we're
break.
live. Whoops.
We're live. We're in.
Awkward.
Game 2, Evo versus Vitagen. Oh my goodness. Just Evo versus Vitagen. Vitagen taking game 1. I'm not going to say decisively because I actually think it was very, very well contested by Evo, given the draft and the champions they opted to pick. However, while I think there was some good from Team Evo, I think the draft left them wanting more from the game, and so I hope that they take that one back to the drawing board and give us something a little bit perhaps I don't want to say simpler or more meta, but like I think there was some clear lacking at the moment
I mean,
in those
obviously,
later game fights.
yeah, obviously, I mean, what it did show is that, if they do lose, they are not losing without a fight, right? And
True.
they just basically showed that they're in contention to win this series by, in style.
Yeah.
Like who plays stuff like that? Like, we don't see as much of Gragas's anymore. We don't see a lot of Lee Sin's especially, or even AD carry Kai'Sa's, which we've seen on Evo. And they were making it work.
True.
So they have their own style. It's working, and I mean, it's not
True.
working. There's still some stuff that
It looked
can
all
be
right. It
ironed
looked all
out.
right. Yeah.
It's getting there, and yeah,
I
if
mean,
they realize what went wrong, they could even look to maybe make a small change in the draft, as you said,
yeah.
but still take the same approach and
What are
try
your
to iron it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are your opinions on Zaya after the nerfs? Because I know, like, I assume you're an enjoyer, as we do see the draft kicking off. So I think we can talk about that in a little bit. Hopefully, Dreadpool, our man, can stream that draft for us so we can see it. But at the moment, it's looking like Karma gonna be banned away there from the side of Vitagen. Again, looking like an Ari ban coming out from Evo. Okay, clearly
I respect
not
ban, obviously.
yeah.
Like, look, we played against it last game. We picked LeBlanc into it. Maybe we don't really have an answer, so let's just ban it. That's kind of the best thing to do. Obviously, there are some few answers you could do into
Yeah.
Ari, but if you're not comfortable playing them, I think it's just way better to ban out the champion. Meanwhile, side of Vitagen, we're seeing the same bans we saw last game, which are the
Yeah.
Karma and Akali so far.
I mean, yeah, okay, you ban the Ari, but what are you giving up to ban the Ari, right? Because look, I mean, Volibear ban coming out too, so either Poppy or Zoe is getting through this ban phase this time around, and okay, the Gragas coming out, Evo Boba doing a great job on it last game, and I think again, Gragas, Evo Bobo is so proficient that it's, in my opinion, better than the Ornn ban, and Zoe coming out as a final ban. So Poppy has made it through the draft this time around. I wonder if they will opt to pick that one out. Okay, never mind.
The thing with Poppy, it's generally just like a pretty good counter pick, right? You wouldn't
Yeah.
blind pick Poppy into the jungle or generally just pick it, right?
True.
It was a good ban last game as well because they were picking Lee Sin in the first
Yeah.
pick, right? So it's a pretty
True.
good pick into Lee Sin. But yeah, we see Vitagen saying, look, Draven were game 1. We're sticking with
True.
it, and we're just gonna first pick it. Generally, not a pretty bad first pick either.
True.
Evo has the option to pick Poppy if they do want to. It does well into the Jarvan. It basically disables his EQ, but Evo
Oh.
hovering the Ezreal. Ori,
I mean,
a big Ezreal fan, and yeah,
I
we
think,
see the Ezreal.
Ezreal into Jarvan, Ezreal into most things, super safe. I'm pretty happy with this pick. I mean, I don't entirely know what you would pair it with. I mean, obviously, if you want to play that safe bot side, you go that Ezreal Yumi scaling comp. But again, I think Vitagen just happy to more or less run back the same comp
Are we gonna
as
see
the
the Ornn?
Ornn. Evo, Bobo, man. Like, he doesn't care when his champs get picked, dude. Just give me Gragas and Ornn. Like, there's the only 2 champions I've seen him play all split, but he just looks so good every time I watch. So, I'm
Respect,
pretty
man,
happy with
respect.
this.
07. Tank top lane enjoyer. What am I gonna say about Gwen on the side of Vitagen?
Okay.
Now, Gwen's a champion that cannot really match Ornn in the early game. Ornn does win out in the trades, does do a lot of damage earlier on. Once Gwen gets the 2 items, the nerf she received ages ago on her E range, doesn't affect her as much, but she is an all-around good pick into Ornn and can match him in the side lane later on. But Ornn ornaments, the item upgrades, just generally scaled really, really well. So on that department, you know, at like level 15, 16, Evo will be receiving around 5k gold in item values just from Ornn upgrades. But Braum
Okay,
gonna
well,
get picked as well, possibly.
I think Bobo has been identified by Vitagen as a bit of a playmaker. So I think you just say, look, man, we're going to put the Gwen up there. It's not going to do too good early, but later on it's going to start really winning out, similar to last game with the Camille. And I think your job is just to nullify Bobo as much as you can as Evo looking to hover the Yasuo here. Very, very interesting pick. I think you have the knockup in the Ornn, so maybe it works. But
this is
they
one of
are.
Eon's strongest picks. So yeah, Eon picking real comfort here on that Yasuo, and I've experienced it firsthand. I know it's a really he's really proficient on the champion. So yeah, banning the Vex, a good champion. Obviously, Vitagen banning the Diana doesn't want to
Yeah,
play.
you have to
Action-packed
ban it,
combo.
right? Yeah.
Also, I want to mention we didn't say Braum E also stops Ornn ult if you obviously put it in the other direction. So it kind of is a wind wall for Ornn. So it's that's why it was picked as well. So it kind of disables all those engages. So yeah, both those picks they're picked for the Ornn. So now if the support is picked, obviously Braum is a really strong laning champion as well. You have kill pressure, especially with his passive onto an Ezreal. You're not gonna really win out lane. So again, if you pair it with something on mid lane that does rely on auto attacks a bit, we will be seeing a lot of those ganks again onto the Yasuo.
I think we might see something like a Lucian, or maybe I want to say Vayne, but that's just me being a Vayne main. But I think this is a pretty okay game for the Lucian for the side of Vitagen, as they are looking to ban out that Karthus. But yeah, Evo low range enough that I think they do end up with the Lilia ban. I think interesting as Evo are perhaps just gonna immediately take away the Karthus. No, never mind, the hover might be Fiddle. I think Fiddle's in a really good spot at the moment if they do opt for the Fiddlesticks.
Fiddle or Seraphine with the Ezreal. I personally wouldn't really want to pick support here, but they do opt for it. A lot of wave clear on the bot there. I think a jungler pick here would have been much better, just to give the support a lot more agency around the map.
Sure.
But yeah, generally you are kind of looking for a support, an AP jungler here, because you do need that damage.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested in what they're gonna go. Obviously, that Karthus hover was there. We all know how broken Karthus is right now. Yeah.
Give me Renekton mid. That's what I want to see here. They are gonna lock in the
Okay, I can respect this mid lane matchup. This is
a battle of
for
the
the
egos.
ages.
Yes, sir. And I mean, look, I think once that happens, you lock in a safe AD carry and you say Jarvan sit mid. You know what I mean? As Zaya again, all the 80 carries are just being left through here, so I
Oh,
expect
Ziggs!
perhaps.
This is a really good pick here. Ziggs is really, really good.
Why do you like the Ziggs so much
Oh,
as they
let me
do?
go for the
Lock in
Kalista!
the Callista in the end. Oh my goodness, there's some
This is gonna be a
egos in this
bloodbath.
game.
I
Yes,
can
sir.
feel it. We still have one more pick to go. And we're getting that
I think
Karthus
it's gonna be
cover.
Karthus,
No,
right?
not
Okay,
Nidalee,
no,
please.
Nidalee.
No,
I
no.
mean, if it's
Don't
Battle of
do
the
it.
Egos, right? You do pick
Yeah.
Nidalee, right?
Poppy
Oh,
is a
okay.
really good pick here, as you know, obviously they have that Jarvan,
Yeah.
and that's kind of their only tanking front lane, so they don't really need that AP damage. And Poppy does really well. That's a
True.
Poppy picked up,
Poppy
and
pick.
that's a really, really strong
That's a
pick
really,
for Evo.
that's a really good Poppy. Oh, like Callista completely shut down by Poppy. Yon,
Rom, Yon, everyone. She
they
actually
all
has.
have some.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I
also
think
want
that's
to
a really
mention,
good pick.
you know, we're looking at this Yasuo Yon, right? But obviously,
Yeah.
I'm guessing everyone in chat is loyal SLE enjoyers, and read our mods Mikas's blog where they actually showcased this mid lane matchup between Yeon and Xtyze, and
Predicting the future.
yeah, I
SLE
mean,
blog.
honestly, what better champions to brawl it out? You know, if Evo wins,
True.
if Evo loses this, they go to losers bracket. If Evo wins this, we're going to game 3. So we're having the two brothers battling it out on mid lane on Yon and Yasuo. It's yeah,
This is the
it's
bragging rights game. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
100%.
both Yield and X-Styles are like, all right, man. This is the 1v. I mean, it's not going to be a 1v1. I expect both junglers just to sit mid.
No,
But
no, in their head, it's a 1v1.
it's a
This is
1v1. Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, make sure you guys lock in your predictions for this game. It's Team Vitagen versus Team Evo Game 2. Team Vitagen just edging out in that first game, but Game 2, the Yasuo versus the Yone, Big Bro versus Baby Bro. Who's gonna win this time around? And yeah, what do you think? Who do you think has the edge in this kind of game?
I mean, look, game 1, I feel like both drafts had much more coherence to them in a sense of they
True.
kind of had an idea, and
Yeah.
you know, both drafts were kind of built around, you know, an idea. But I feel like
Mhm.
right now, both teams are kind of going down to more basics, right, and just playing a lot more comfort, right? Jarvan, we know Dutch is known for his Jarvan and
Mhm.
Poppy and Volibear and those type of champions, and you know, Yeon known for his Yasuo, Bobo known for his tanks, Ori known for his Kaisa, Ezreal, you know.
Mhm.
So both teams are just kind of just playing comfort here, and I think this will just be is just foundation for more
True.
even a more bloodbathier game than we had in game 1, which I'm
Yeah.
completely down for, honestly, because game 1 was a banger.
True. I mean, again, I think this is a game of the comfort picks. This is a game where I think mechanics are gonna reign supreme. Sorry, I think that I don't think this game is gonna rely too much on macro. To be honest with you, I see three. I mean, I'm not gonna call Kalista a hyper carry anymore, but like I see huge damage threats from both sides, and it kind of just comes down to who can get ahead early and who is the mechanics, right? So I'm
Yeah,
super
like
hyped.
keep in mind that Poppy W is massive this game.
Yeah.
You ground Kalista, realistically, when you do that, Kalista
True.
doesn't do anything.
Kalista can't move anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, if you stop Jarvan engages, you can stop Braum shields, especially if Ornult's from an angle where Braum isn't, and Poppy can stand in his way. Braum isn't getting the E off, and
Yeah.
Ornult is going to go through. You can stop
True.
Yone Qs as well, and obviously Gwen dashes, even though Gwen E isn't really that massive of an ability, but if you can't get the refresh off, if you're grounded for a bit, you know, Poppy said I can't build
Yeah.
the PC anymore, I'm grounded. You know, it's gonna be rough.
I mean, all right. I think this is a level 1 where I mean, look, we saw it last game. I think it was Evo Kill as his previous name, but Kill in the bot lane, almost getting 5-man warding the brush. Is he was trying to get that mid brush prio. Do we expect to see any crazy level 1 plays? You do have a Braum. Oh, meanwhile, Evo does have, like, if Seraphine starts E, there's potential for a lot of CC there too. Do you expect to see any kind of like huge level 1 team fights?
I don't expect necessarily level 1 team fights, but I definitely do expect some type of cheese from Braum Kalista, right? If you manage to get a Braum Q off, I'm guessing Kalista will most likely run Hail of Blades.
I hope so. I mean,
And if Lethal Temple's good too.
Tempo? Yeah, I was gonna say Tempo
Lethal
Callista
Temple
is
is
making
really
the
good too.
rounds.
But
Yeah.
Seraphine is a really vulnerable laner, especially with something like an Ezreal, because early on in the game you're not gonna have as much damage. So Seraphine is really abusable, especially into a lane like Braum Callista. So if they do land the Q, Seraphine should realistically be dead, or at least her flash should be gone. So
True.
yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see.
I
Because I think in the straight up 5v5 level 1, I think the team Evo actually wins it out. I think they have a slight edge on it with the Ezreal, with the Seraphine
Sure.
AoE. But yeah, later on as the game goes, obviously ornaments. You're gonna have two
True.
junglers that are just there for the team and kind of the peel or engage. You're gonna have the two hyper carries battling it out on mid with Yasuo and Yon. Gwen's obviously gonna be scaling really hard into late game. I think Ezreal does scale much harder than Kalista does. I think Kalista does fall
I
off
mean,
after 2
yeah.
items. Bard is there for the team as well, and I'm actually like interested because I don't know. I never like caught it out. So if someone actually knows how Kalista interaction, how Seraphine ult works on Braum ult, because it usually travels to everything, but Braum E is basically like a wind wall, so in theory it should just stop her ult as well, right?
I
Or
think
does
it
it?
does. I think
Yeah,
I think it does stop roll, but I mean we'll find out, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, like he stops all projectiles, so I'm pretty sure
yeah.
that
So
I expect it to
Seraphine
anyway.
getting
It'll be
picked,
some.
yeah, maybe not the best pick, especially with Gwen Shroud as well. It's gonna be hard to get that ult on
True.
a lot of
I
people, but
mean,
I guess you're just aiming primarily on that Yon and Kalista. If they get charmed, they should be dead to the Yasuo.
I'm just like in my head, right? I'm just trying to like think out. I think mid lane, it's a 1v1, right? It's Exiles versus Eon. Junglers
Yeah,
just go away.
yeah.
Supports go away. Like don't gank this lane. This is a gentleman's agreement. I feel like,
Gentleman's
but
agreement.
but I think Yasuo wins out early in this matchup, and then Yon outscales. I think bot lane. I mean, it's a poke lane versus an all-in lane early on, so that we're just gonna have to see how it goes. And I mean, to be honest, I think a lot of pressure kind of falls onto Obsidian early because I think Gwen Yon is a more potent late game than Ornn Yasuo Ezreal.
The thing is, right? Ornn item upgrades give you a lot
Yeah,
of gold value. So
that's the
especially
only
if they
thing I'm
get,
questioning.
yeah, if they get leads early on and they get those upgrades on, it will be massive for them. Because realistically, it's around 800 to 1,000 gold for every upgrade, with
Yeah.
like how much value you get out of it. So it's a lot of value that Ornn gives up to the team in the later stages of the game, and it might just be enough, for that scaling to kind of balance itself out between the two teams.
And now we are just gonna jump into game at the moment. We are able to see everyone's runes, everyone's summoners, anything crazy that's popping out at you so far. I think first strike Jarvan again. We did say.
Like our saw it before. We also have Halo Blades Callista. We were talking
Yep.
about the two options. PTA Ezreal. We were talking about it before. Not the biggest fans of it. But obviously can potentially make it work here. Be happy, be sad emotes there.
Respectable emotes,
respect to the
respectable
emotes.
emotes.
Yeah,
The
respect
B
to the
emotes
B
are the
emotes.
best ones. But yeah, as now we
Honestly,
do see Summoner's Rift going bot again here from Vitagen.
Vitagen.
Yes. Braum lagging behind a little bit, but Kill not gonna make the same mistake twice. They are just gonna look to 5 point. Yeah, I mean, I don't expect anything to happen. I think Ezreal is gonna spot out as they are gonna ping it. They seem to know that something is awry here. As they are gonna just ping it. As we see
Look,
Kalista running the clan.
Look, I wonder how the comms were last game, right? Imagine your kill, you go down to bot lane, you're like, look, I'm gonna ward it and reset. And the moment you ward it, you see 5 people in the bush. And you realize how close you were to actually potentially already putting your team at a massive disadvantage at that point,
Yeah.
depending on who would get the kill, right? So
Mhm.
it's, it scares you a bit, and it leaves an imprint on your mind going forward in the series, and you're like, man, I don't know if I want to do that again going next time. Because if you look
True.
at the side of Vitagen, they rushed that bush quite fast this time. They didn't wait around.
Yeah.
And obviously, as we were saying, Rom and Kalista standing in that furthest bush, looking for
I
some type of
mean,
cheese because they do need a bit of a lead here.
or Evo might not realize it's coming, and now Bartopop are going to pop out of the rush, but the root going to come down. Stun comes out, Cleanse comes out, Ignite comes out, but that is just going to be first blood over to the side of Vitagen, Vitagen.
Yeah, and that that's rough. You don't go for vision, so you don't really have an idea where they start. And if you don't consciously think about, oh, they might be cheesing us,
Yeah.
you didn't check the bush with the Q, you didn't see if anyone's in there. So you walk to lane and you're just automatically thinking, look, they're late, they're just leashing, right?
True.
And yeah, all of a sudden you see two people behind you, and you're like, look, I already
Oh,
started
no.
Q. I'm kind of dead. It is what it is.
Yeah, and I mean, super good identification from the jungler, letting the Kalista, letting the Braum do what they need to do to get themselves that snowball rolling. And yeah, I mean, we already see some pretty heavy trading up into this top lane. It's looking pretty evenly fought, but I do expect Ornn to slowly win out early on. Jarvan, I think, is he 3 camping? Is that what that is? I'm not
Yeah.
entirely sure. But Poppy often...
It's a weird 3 camp, but it should be a 3 camp.
And we do see the old 1v1 lane as a...
Actually, no. It's not a 3 camp. It's
I mean, we do see the actual early invade, and I mean, Poppy is going to spot this out as we just see some more trading, and I mean, Obsidian needs to be careful here that there are just 3 people in the jungle, but here we go. It might be an all-out brawl as everyone does meet each other now. Obsidian is going to get a little bit chunked, but man advantages. The flash over the wall from the Seraphine comes out, and now it's just an all-out fight. Yeon looking to fight forward onto the Jarvan, does slay Dutch. Other side of the fight, it's LMR gets picked up, double kill over to the Yasuo, and now it is just Xthias left. Gonna be a 3-for-1 in the end. Yeah, just getting a little bit ahead of themselves. Vitagen there, just pushing a little bit too deep into the enemy jungle for what? I mean, a blue buff?
Yeah, and I mean, it's similar to what Evo did in game 1, right? You weren't here, obviously, you were getting hydrated. But yeah, it was kind of a similar situation, right? Evo got a lead bot lane and then overstepped into the enemy bot side jungle, and Vitagen...
Oh, Xthias here, no flash. It's just gonna be a solo kill, I think. Bang, solo kill picked up for Yeon. The 1v1 kill, and now is a 3-1 full boots Yasuo already. Yeon gonna get back and finish off his boots too, but just again, just a little bit greedy, a little bit of an overstay here as we do now see Dutch walking down onto this bot side, but Evo seemed to know as Obsidian is here for a potential counter gank. I wonder if Jarvan will fall for the trap as he is gonna get all the way up in this lane as Yeon and Dutch are just gonna pass by each other without being seen, and it's a 4-man bot here, and honestly, Vitagen have no idea. Vitagen. Yeah. Okay, and here we go. The engage comes out. Obsidian goes forward, but the root misses from the Seraphine there. So, unfortunately, there nothing gonna come of it. But I mean, I think it's a good effort to try and get Kalista behind, because if Kalista falls behind, she's gonna be useless for the rest of the game. But ultimately, unfortunately, comes to nothing, and now I think Yasuo might find himself collapsed on as both junglers opt to take each other's chickens. Yasuo does need to be a little bit careful. As Xthias here is 6.
Yeah, I do also want to mention that. Oh, never mind.
Oh, here we go. The full trade coming out. Xthias is going to dash forward. Now Yasuo going to trade back, but a huge chunk out there. Xthias does seem to be winning out on that one. But Obsidian now in the bot lane. No flash for the Yone here, but he does still have his ulti. All ultis up in the mid lane as Braum and Kalista taking full advantage of the lone Ezreal. But now, Bobo gonna find Dutch and I mean, they're just gonna smile and wave at each other, you know, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, and I just want to mention, you know, Ornn has the ability to start refillable pot and just buy the orange shield once you get to lane, right? So he just bought the orange shield going to lane. Might be a small blunder that way to itemize, right? Because you can't afford to have the refillable pot in lane, which just gives you a tiny bit more sustain than one health pot. But other than that, you know, I think what we're seeing item-wise is pretty general from both sides. You know, Gwen going for the cult. You know you're just gonna be farming up, so it gives you those items. Doesn't really matter if it's an AD or AP item. You still get a bit of gold value out of it. Other than that, you know, Jarvan's still not on Bami Cinder, so his clear is a bit slower than it generally would be. But you know, Kalista has those fully completed boots. You know, her dash range increases on the boot tier level. So yeah, I think Kalista is in a pretty good spot right now when it comes to this game. But again, Yasuo, you know, had to recall. And as you were saying, Yone is just generally like a really strong champion that does win out in these trades against Yasuo because he is a newer champion.
Sure, I was gonna say, see, the newer the champion, the better it is, right? That's just how it works.
Yeah, for sure.
Both junglers now looking towards the ball lane here. Both of them, I think, are just kind of happy to just keep clearing through their jungle or look for opportunities where they come up. But I don't know. I feel like neither team really has their eyes on either objective. I know the Herald is going to be spawning in 20 seconds. I think it was Dutch who was really good to get these early objectives in the first game. I hope that some attention is given over to them soon, but
yeah,
I mean, again,
what side of Vitagen is already moving towards that dragon, and I think they will be starting it up with Smite, with the Kalista E. That's realistically a burst that you can't really outsmite. So it will be uncontested, and Vitagen will be picking up the first dragon of the game here.
True, I know we do see Captain going in with the engage. The ult comes out. Evo Bobo does land a knockup, but it might not be enough as he has to flash away. The W comes out, the auto comes out, and it is going to be enough. Captain going to get solo bolo by the tank assassin. One shot, God,
nice
Ornn.
right there.
But yeah, I mean, this is exactly what we spoke about. The Ornn is just going to win out early. The man has some crazy base damages. But yeah, Gwen just not respecting it. Tried to get the cheese off with the bush, and now it's has dodged Yasuo knock up. The wind wall comes out. I don't know if wind wall blocks anything, but
it blocks the Q lock.
Oh, nothing gonna happen on mid. I was so excited for a 2v2 there. I was ready.
I
was like, oh.
The third Q knockup from Yone though, so it is somewhat useful in the matchup, but then again, not as much.
I mean, okay, Kalista just recently dinged 6. Do you expect that to change the lane at all at the moment, or do you just expect it to just? Because at the moment, I feel like Kalista's having a real hard time in this lane. Like, because I feel like if you're not winning in this lane, you're losing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Kalista's definitely just going to be dropping off a cliff in the next 10 to 15 minutes as Ezreal goes in for that trade, and Kalista is just getting chunked down every time, especially if there's no wave, you know? It's hard to be in lane when there's no wave against Ezreal because, you know, your side still will be that much more valuable.
True, and both junglers have been spotted on the bot side here, but Evo Obsidian is going to go for the gank, has the flash up, is going to flash forward, going to force the flash cleanse from the Kalista. Ezreal now not quite done yet. Nothing, and now we see the mid laners battling it out again. Yeon gonna go in, the ignite coming out from both as the flash forward, the flash ult comes out. Now Xtyze is gonna pick up the shutdown, but it's not over yet. Evil Obsidian is not done yet. The heal comes out from Seraphine, but Dutch gonna do his due diligence. He is gonna get the ult out, and now he might just fall here to Obsidian. However, Xtyze is not done yet. The knock-up lands, and that is gonna be a kill over to Dutch. I mean, and, there you go.
As you were saying, right, Yone is just a really strong champion. That fight was back and forth. You know, Yone, obviously his E pulled him back over the wall, back to get into the fight.
Oh no, Captain. Wait, or not? Question mark? Oh, he didn't. I mean, I think that was a missed opportunity there from Evo Bobo with the kill, but teach their own. I think Xtyze and Dutch are just going to look to start up this Rift Herald 10 minutes into the game, so they should get...
I think the reason he didn't really ult there is because he didn't have information, right, on the enemy mid and the enemy jungle, so it's a bit risky, but Dutch is low here. This is pretty risky, so Obsidian could be picking up this Herald, which he does.
And now Xtyze has nothing left. He is just going to get picked up. Obsidian donated over the Herald, donated over a kill, and now Dutch on the run. Barda Papa is he's decided he wants to 1v1 Eon now. I mean, Xayas did, so Barda Papa probably thinking, you know what? I got the better of this guy too. I want a 1v1, but he remembered he's playing Braum. Is nothing kind of gonna happen in response on the bot lane.
Yeah, and if we look at contrast to game 1, right, where there was a small gold lead for one team at the 11-minute mark, the game is dead even now, and now we're gonna be seeing a bigger gold lead here for the side of Evo, with that Herald getting dropped in mid. Obviously, Eon knows where Dutch is there on the top side, but Herald falls down, and the gold lead is now just around 400 gold for the side of Evo.
Dude, this game is so close to call. I mean, I feel like in straight up 1v1,
Oh,
as we do see the old Dutch gonna get caught out there, he's just gonna be immediately flashed away from. My goodness. Oh. And I mean, look, unironically, this is what is so terrifying about this Poppy comp, because I think Yasuo can ult off a Poppy knockback, right?
Or her W as well. Or her ult. He can ult
So,
off of ult.
yeah. So the gank setup it's kind of a really free 2v2 as a Ornn now gonna join this mid lane party. No ult for Yeon, but Xayah is just gonna be forced to ult away as well. Both mid laners gonna be ultiless now for the next minute or so. But yeah, I mean, look, it's all about the mid lane at the moment. Like, I think both teams recognize it. Both teams are trying to expend as much resources there as they can as they wait for their top laners just to, you know, scale up. As Evo's looking for that cheese onto the Braum there. He's going to get knocked up, stunned up. He is going to ult of his own, and now perhaps a counter engage. Dutch and Xayah, okay, nothing going to come from that. However...
I want to mention, the mountain timer is glitched out because Riot Games broke their game.
Captain? There's no way Captain looking for the kill here, but now without her ultimate, Ghost goes down to try and dodge out on the Ornn ult, but Hextech Drake is going to get started up in the meantime. Both top laners kind of taken down to half HP. Neither of them have TP, so yeah, this is just going to be a free Drake over to Obsidian here, and I mean, this game is so close as Evo and or Bobo and Captain are not quite done. These trades are neither one of them wants to base, you know, like this is truly a battle of the egos up here. Like they're both kind of low. They're both
talking about volatility in game 1. But this game is like on another level. This is when it comes to volatility, gold dead even at 14 minutes in the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, like even everything's even. You know, mid plates, no plates anymore, but mid lane tower is pretty low. First tower yet to be dropped in this game.
Ooh, and I mean, I don't even know. Like, you can't say someone has an edge as Boba looking for some more trading there. As a surprise, surprise, both junglers are hovering around this mid lane.
Yeah. Bobo is on the Mythic though, and Gwen has no TP, so he can't shove in the wave here and cause Gwen to lose some XP, because Gwen does have to reset, no mana, low HP. I think is on enough money to buy that Riftmaker. So, you know, yeah, as we see here, Captain resetting, getting Riftmaker. But look at how sad that is. One cool stack.
One cool stack? Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. How sad does that feel based on one cool stack? Because Dutch is looking onto the ball lane. They might look for a dive here. Poppy is not going to be in the area, but Kill and Ori with some great game sense gonna smell that one out despite not actually having any vision. We look at the vision control, as a matter of fact. I think Vitagen is just leaps and bounds ahead for vision. They kind of...
2 wards on the side of Evo on the map, you know, one on the red buff and one just died out on the Raptors of the enemy team, so...
True. I mean, I just think that if you're looking for plays, vision is such an important part of the game, and I don't know, I just feel like at the moment, Vitagen just has that edge, as we do see Yeon going for that all-in. He's going to dash forward. He's not going to ult just yet, as Xayah does drop the Ignite, does drop the knock-up. He's going to come through with the ulti and is going to get that 1v1 kill again. Obsidian not quite done.
That was a nice buffer.
Anything comes out, it might be a 1v2, as Obsidian is forced to run away there too, and Xayah is showing who is the better brother in this mid lane in this game.
Yeah, it was a bit too cocky from Yeon there, not using his ult, you know. He had it up, he had the knock-up, maybe he just felt like, you know, it's not really needed, and now Vitagen building up that gold lead will be picking up the first tower on bot here, and denying all these waves. for the bot side of Evo, and all of a sudden the gold lead is a 2k, when even 2 minutes ago it was dead even. There wasn't really any objective, there was one kill on the board since then, so, you know, not much happened, just really good wave control from Vitagen here, getting them this 2k gold lead.
I mean, XI is gonna find Obsidian. Obsidian is gonna be hard pressed to get out of this one, but Ornn now gonna come in with 2 knockups, and Yeon gonna come in out of nowhere with the Yasuo ult to pick that kill up. I mean, I thought this was just gonna be an easy pickup for XI, but again, Yeon had it all in the plan, bro. He saved his ult to lose the 1v1, to then go and get the shutdown afterwards. And they will get mid-tower for this by the looks of things. Dutch not quite content to give this one up. Gonna get the double charm. Oh. As okay, Bart, he's gonna go in and...
Yeon nicely done to buffer his tornado there. The moment Braum came out of Kallista's ult and he was just knocked up, couldn't really do anything, and it's nicely done from Evo here, and you know they're clawing back the gold lead. And,
gold is pretty much back to even. I'm not gonna say completely even, as Captain is looking for some real aggressive trades. He is gonna pop the Ghost, Conqueror is gonna proc Evo, Bobo is gonna try and get away, does have the flash. I really hope he decides to use it. He's going to look for the slow. Captain and gonna, oh my goodness, going to get that Q, but it is not going to be enough, leaving Evo Bobo on like 200 HP. Doesn't need flash, what a Chad.
Yeah, and I mean, nicely done, you know, a lot of patients are holding his flash, knowing his cooldowns, understanding when's damage output, so he didn't waste his summoner spell, which is really big on Ornn. But yeah, we're at the stage now where Gwen can start matching Ornn in those trades. Obviously, Ornn wasn't fighting back there. Maybe he could have responded better, but yeah, Gwen is pretty big right now, and you know Ornn does not have as much agency on top lane anymore. Gwen will be shoving out those waves, but you know once Gwen's mana starts getting down to lower, Ornn will have a bit more power up on top side. But meanwhile, 20 seconds to the next Drake. It is Infernal Soul this game. Went from Mountain now to Infernal, and with how volatile this game is, you know, Infernal is just gonna make it even better. More damage in the game is always better.
Okay, TP.
Braum is out of position.
Oh no, Braum is gonna get locked up. He's gonna put the shield up, but he might. Okay, he's gonna be forced to flash away. He's gonna be forced to ulti now, but I think this is the go button for Evo just to completely start up this Drake, as Braum is not really able to contribute, and Ornn still has his ult, Seraphine still has her ult, and we are going to see a flip here, and Dutch is going to end, oh not Dutch, Obsidian is going to end up with that one, and now it's a full-out team fight. Captain is going to go forward, Ornn ult going to come out, Bartapapa is going to block it, and now the Xayah is coming in with one double kill for the Yasuo, and Xayah is going to be on the run here. He is going to maybe try and look to turn, as we do see Yeon gonna pick up the Ezreal there, so it's a double kill going over 2 apiece. Both brothers picking up a double kill. I'm not entirely sure how Yeon ended up with a double kill. I was focused on the other side of the fight. I don't know if you saw it, Sanix, but please educate.
He just flash Q'd 2 people at once, and they were both low. I also want to say nicely done from Bartapapa. They're getting actually he blocked the Ornn ult, so he didn't get the knock up. So nicely done from him. But yeah, again, just a fight on 2 fronts for the side of Evo.
Okay, Dutch is going to go in, he is going to get stunned up, he is going to go golden, but it's Elamar is just getting slapped by Boba, but Captain is now going to TP in, save the TP from last time. Can Obsidian get away? Captain doing a great job of holding his dash, and he is going to fall there. Just a great TP, he knew he had TP advantage, Bobo hadn't recalled yet, but yeah, ultimately, it's going to be 3-2 in the overarching theme of that fight, but Evo picking themselves up and Infernal Drake, which gets them one step closer to that soul, which I honestly think is going to be a huge deciding factor in this game, with it being so close.
Yeah, 100%. Also picking up the mid lane tower, which is really, really big in the grand scheme of things, right? It enables you to move your vision line more deeper into the enemy jungle, right? You can establish vision line in the river, but once you get that mid tower, it really kind of frees you up on the map, not as influential as, let's say, top tier 1 or bot tier 1. But yeah, so that's nicely done from Evo, getting that tower push. Obviously, Vitagen had the first tower. That's where a lot of their gold lead comes from. That's 600 gold. We have a 1.5k gold lead right now, 1.8, whatever. I can't count, but yeah, it's you know, also both this Yeon and Yasuo will be building generally the same items, but we might be seeing a dive on mid here.
True. As XI is his own bot. XI is important to note, he is actually up 2 levels on his mid lane counterpart, and speaking of items, they are probably going to end up with the same builds in the end. But what do you think of the build choices here? Yasuo opting to go for the anti-healing, while Xtaya is saying, you know what, I'm better than you. I want damage. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
What
look,
do you think of these choices?
honestly, it's like Mortal Reminder does pretty good. You know, it cancels out that healing. Young's gonna build the Death Dance now. Even though the side of Evil has more healing, you know, Gwen has kind of the majority of healing on the side of Vitagen. That's kind of why I buy the Mortal Reminder. But other than that, I don't mind the Infinity Edge. But what it does, it just delays your own Death Dance, right? Because Death Dance is just a very balanced item in the game, which a lot of people will be buying. So you know, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of the Mortal Reminder. It does give him, you know, a lot more damage with the attack speed, and it does kind of, you know, Yon doesn't have Conquer, so even the healing he would get from Conquer is kind of, you know, it's not there. So I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of it. But someone said in chat, and it's 100% true, Frozen Heart this game is really big.
Oh, true. I didn't
for
even
the
think
side
of that.
Evo.
Yo, let's say Ornn picks up a Frozen Heart, Ezreal picks up a Frozen Heart, and it's like, it's GG, man.
I think
I
Pop
didn't
is
even
actually
consider
building
that.
the Frozen Heart here.
Do you think
he
it's
has-
worth to have multiple Frozen Hearts in a game or not?
And the passive doesn't stack, but up until late game, you're not always gonna be as 5. And I just think it's like really good. But here we might see Yeon
Oh,
dying.
here we go. Yeon gonna go through with the ult. He is gonna get knocked up by the Jarvan too. The two ultis go out. They are gonna commit both of them for the shutdown. 2v1 Yeon not gonna be able to get out of that one. And with Drake up in just a moment, I do expect them to get full control of this bot side river to make sure this Drake does not fall into the hands of Evo as
Oh, but
Poppy?
that Obsidian ult, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of, because they will be picking, they won't have that
Ooh,
ult for Dragon.
Obsidian, oh my goodness. They're just, I mean, this is what Braum Callista gives you, right? Like, if Obsidian can't get on top of you, it's like, it just becomes nearly impossible for him to do anything into a Braum, right? But Ezreal doing a great job of just poking them out, using the range, using the Qs, is now he's gonna E forward, gonna pop the shield bow, and my goodness, the Ornal is going to come out. Dutch is also going to engage. He is going to get blocked out by the Bard, and now Dutch is on the run. Expires also. This Ornn is just so unbelievably tanky. Flash forward by Obsidian. Q comes out. Expire's going to flash away. One goes down. Evo gets part of the fire. Now Captain is running into the backline. Another shutdown. Expires is going to fall too, and now it is just Captain left. He is going to get picked up. I think no trade in the end, and I mean, dude, Ornn is just unkillable.
Kill died as well, so that's, you know, that's something. Look at the opposite, like the good side, but this is gonna put Evo. Oh no, they're just going for Baron, and
I mean,
obviously.
Oh, is he gonna sneak this? No way, right? I think Evo Bobo is just gonna turn around and try to stop him here. I mean, Ornn is just stupid damage.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
the
but
Q
he has
connects.
no Q. He just used his Q.
Is the knockup gonna come out? It is. The Ezreal ult. Is he gonna be a snipe?
Oh my god. And
The
this is a
Ezreal
very, very, very big swing for the side of Evo. I mean, nicely played teamfight. I just want to say Yeon wasn't even there for the teamfight, because he was,
Yeah, that was a
he basically
4v5.
died in the fight before. And I was going to say, you know, that fight, you use up the Yeon ult, you use up the Jarvan ult, you're not going to have that stuff up, those cooldowns up for this big fight at Dragon. So, you know, they took up the fight. Evo recognized the fact that they don't have two of their major ults up. Hit a nice ult on the Kalista, hit a nice ult on the Braum from Seraphine, nicely done for kill again. Getting those kills, recognizing it's a good fight for them, and they just popped off. Ornn again, Bobo having a very good game again.
True.
Really good show in game 1 on the Gragas, and again, really good show in game 2 here on the Ornn. No, ban his Gragas, no problem, he'll play Ornn, or vice versa. The man is a legend playing tanks. And
He's,
I mean, again,
he's the dream,
but
right?
you know, to not show any type of favoritism as well. Vitagen, also Dutch having a really big pop-up game last game, right? With those engages, but this time around, it's kind of hard to find these such big engages, because there's so much re-engage, right? You have that Ornn ult. Bobo did a nice job ulting from the back, so so Braum can't really stop the initial part of it. So nicely done from Bobo, realizing Braum can stop it. I need to ult like this. So
Ornn ulted like backwards at that fight, which I thought was really interesting. As a Captain is gonna get collapsed on, should get spotted out, but I think they are just gonna look to pressure for this bot tower. I don't think there's anyone that can stop them at the moment, but again, soul point for Evo, Baron buff strong for Evo, and I mean, yeah, okay, Captain is gonna start to outscale, I hope soon, but are the ornaments just going to be too impactful, such that like any meaningful outscaling that
Oh, and
happens here?
Braum
Okay, the
getting kind
Googie's
of
being
blocked there.
engaged. He's going to get knocked up, charmed up, and Captain is going to try and rescue the situation. He's going to go hard onto the Seraphine. Gonna go golden, but that is just end of the line. Gonna get picked up too, and now that is a 2 for 0. Evo Yeon might get caught in the mid lane here. Dutch and X is here. 2 ultis I expect to come out for him. Yep, that's 2 ults on an Ignite. They are going to pick that one up. Another shot down, but at what cost? It is a 2 for 1 here. And Evo are 4-man strong, barreling down on your base. Baron buff. Not casters. We're 2 casters. 2 cannon minions strong.
Guys.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, getting that
Yeah.
inhib and without the Yone ult, it's like not they don't have that engage. You know, that's kind of their main tool for the team fights is the Yone ult. And once it's on cooldown, you know, you use it for Yeon. Sure, you get the mid lane kill, you get the Yasuo kill, but you don't have a massive cooldown for your team fights. So
Yeah.
you know, it's not. Again, they got the shutdown. Xdice is big on the Yone. Yeon is big on the Yasuo. Both are 3 items strong. Actually, sorry, my bad. Yeon has a bit of a lead. He's 3 items strong.
Yeah.
Xdice is almost at 3 items. He's missing around 1k gold.
I think he'll get
right
it here, right? I expect him to have it here. He's basic for
If,
something,
if
right?
he had the shutdown, he should have it, yeah.
Yeah,
there we
there you
go.
go.
Both
He is
3
gonna
items
pick it up.
strong.
But
And
yeah, I
Yeon
mean,
has
just-
the stopwatch though. So next team fight,
True, he
Yeon will
does
have
have
the
that stopwatch, but I think what's important to notice now, we're 27 minutes in, and there's like a 3-4k gold lead starting to open up, and Evo Bobo up 2 full levels on his counterpart, level 16. I think he has everyone has an ornament. Okay, no, everyone except the Obsidian right now has their ornament. So just so much like just extra stats right now for Evo. Just honestly, I feel like it's making it so much harder for Vitagen.
does Ornn get his ornament like first or does he get it last?
He gets first. He gets first. I think. I think.
So
Does he not have an ornament?
It doesn't look like it on Sunfire.
I think he does. I'm pretty sure he gets his ornament first, but I might be wrong. As okay, the 1v1s continue as Xtize is gonna E forward. Yeon, okay, neither is gonna hit their knockup, but the ultimate does go wide, and now Obsidian is here first. Is it gonna be enough? The Yasuo does come down and is gonna get him that kill in the end over to Obsidian. Sheesh, these 2 mid laners are. The mechanics are really out on full display now, as Bobo is also going to get an engaged Seraphine ult, going to go straight through, Captain going to go golden, but Bobo here, he's just going to get his ultimate off, but Almar is going to get caught out, and now it is going to be the Jarvan next. Dutch is going to also be forced to go golden, but I don't think it's going to become too much, and now Ezreal is just going to clean up at the back of the fight. I expect it to be a full ace, and
Yeah,
that gonna
but they
be the end
don't
of the
have a
game?
wave. They don't have a wave to finish unless they finish through mid. Obsidian
I don't
is
think
pushing
one
in the wave.
cares.
Stop pushing in the wave. Can they finish? I think they should be able to finish here actually.
I mean, 20 seconds on anything like meaningful, I don't expect the Xtiles to be
Yon
able
is,
to...
Yon is up soon. Yon is up soon.
1v5 though? No way, right?
No way. I think this should be game. This should be game for Evo here. Yon will be
Okay,
trying
here we
to
go.
do
Here it happens.
Xtiles.
Yo, he's gonna get the one-man
Doesn't connect, but
ulti.
Yasuo-
I mean, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just talking over each other, but it doesn't matter. This is just game for Evo, and we're gonna be heading to game 3. Oh
Let's
my!
go! Let's predictions. Game 3, what? Do we get silver scrapes? That's what happens here, but
Oh, we should
one
be.
so far. Vitagen, I mean, this is how it went in regular split, right? Again, it's all even going into the final game. Are we gonna go for? I'll call it a reverse sweep for the sake of calling it a reverse sweep, but I mean, Vitagen not looking as dominant in that game. I think so far it's just been scaling teams just gonna win it out, right? And that's what we've seen so far. So perhaps both teams are gonna opt for a more scaling option, but I don't know. I think my question to you is which mid laner won the 1v1? Are you gonna give it to Yeon or are you gonna give it to Xi?
Look, I mean, obviously Yeon won the game, but when it came to the whole 1v1, I think we did see an Xti's like solo bolo.
I think
onto-
yeah.
Yeah, I think that solo bolo is what matters this game, right? So it's
might have
1-1
lost
for
the mental
Evo
edge.
Vitagen, but it's 1-0 for
For
for the
Xi
Yasuo Yeon
is-
matchup.
Yeah. Hopefully that mental carries him through to a victory in the following game. But I think we're gonna take another 5-minute break, and Don't go anywhere. So, we're going to have a solid game three, 1-1 so far. Vitagen taking game one, Evo taking game two. Who do you guys think is going to win game three? We'll see you guys in 5 minutes. All right, welcome back. I think it is it's just me for the time being. I think Sax is rehydrating himself.
No, no, I'm here. I'm here. But
Oh, okay, nice.
I was thinking. I went to the
Uh-huh,
bathroom.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
I had a mental reset. Game three,
Mhm,
important game in the series. Arguably, stresses up. Most stressful game
mhm,
of the series usually. It's not
mhm,
even finals yet. Loser is not out of
mhm.
SLE, so it's not that important. But at the same time, if you win this game, you are securing yourself a top three spot in SLE. So you know
Do
stakes are
you?
kind of high. Yeah, you do, because yeah, you secure yourself a top three basically. But anyways, the thing is, right? We had Evo coming into SLE, being hyped up as one of the strongest teams, but having a pretty like
Pretty
lackluster.
mediocre season.
What do you mean?
I said mediocre. They ended up finishing fourth. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. I
look
mean, finishing
through.
fourth, a lot of teams dropped out as well. It
Yeah,
wasn't as strong as people were expecting. And Vitagen, on the other hand, one loss only to Team Evo as well.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, they look dominant too across the regular split. Yeah, okay. I don't think I caught the game they lost to Evo. I don't think it was streamed at the time, but definitely in the games that I saw Vitagen play in the regular split, they
yeah, man.
definitely seemed the dominant team. But Evo here really showing that when they are all available and when they are all on time and when everyone turns up, that there's actually like a team here.
Yeah,
And
and I mean, we're in draft already for game three, so people are on time this time around.
oh,
I mean, ban phase is over. Ornn getting banned from the side of Vitagen. Gragas is open. Obviously, Evo banning that Ari and Zoe Volibear, so bans are kind of standardized. But
oh,
Vitagen again
I
decided to ban
mean,
the Ornn, and Gragas is open. But Evo
I'm
has first pick now.
the karma's finally open too, and they are just gonna first pick it. I'm surprised with all the meta 80 carries being up that no one's taken advantage of the MF, for example, yet. But Vitagen gonna go with the Pike in response.
Is it
I want
gonna
to
be
see
the Pike?
Pike
Come on,
Vagar.
it's a hover. It's a hover. Pike
He's
Vagar,
done it before.
nasty, nasty, nasty.
I mean,
Come on,
this
it's
guy does
nasty.
play Pike. I want to see it. Let me see the confidence. They had all the confidence in the world last game, and it didn't quite work out for them in the end. But I don't. I think if you don't pick Pike here, you've lost mental war. I think you don't have the mental to pick it
They
if you
pick
don't pick it,
Pike.
and they will.
They pick
Okay,
Pike.
okay,
There
okay.
you go.
The mental edge is still there. It's all good. It's all good. Now, what do you pair that up with? Because obviously Pike is a great roaming champion, but also quite a good 2v2 champion on bot. I
Yeah, I mean,
mean,
there's a few options.
oh,
Again, Zai getting hovered, that early.
finally? Are they finally gonna pick air quotation mark meta AD carry? Is that what it's gonna be here? They
And it
are
is.
finally. I mean,
And
it's
it might
just
even
MF.
be a lethal tempo. I would
For
like to
me,
see. I would
this
like
is
to see an
MF,
MF.
right?
I would like to
That's
see an
like,
MF. Oh,
oh, I mean, honestly, Vayne has a pretty good matchup into Xayah after lane, and Vayne into Pike is I mean, she has Tumble, right? So any hook champion is going to be reasonably annoyed by the Vayne. So I don't think Vayne here is too bad of a pick, but this early in the draft from Evo,
it
they
just shows a
are.
lot of
Oh
confidence from
my.
Ori.
Ori is locked in the Vayne. I mean, he's looked good so far on the Kai'Sa. He looked great on the Kalista. I think he. I mean, I think champion limitation. To be honest, he looked good early on. They got some good early kills, but Ezreal Seraphine just makes it so hard to do anything that you're kind of just locked out of the game. But this time around, Karma Vayne, that is a very potent lane.
Yeah.
I don't like. Okay, obviously Zaya's gonna have the push advantage, but
And they just lock in the Poppy. They take the Poppy away. They take the chance of Dutch possibly picking his signature pick away from him. And obviously Trundle, a really
yeah,
good
this
response
is
to
the
the Poppy.
standard, right?
Yeah, it's a tank melter. But
Yeah.
yeah, Pike will struggle into the Poppy. You know, won't get the engages, won't get the disengages, won't get the ability to go out. If Pike gets caught, Pike is dead. He's squishy. The health bar's pretty small. So
I mean,
you know.
what do you pick here? Because honestly, like,
Oh, we see the Zac.
there you go. But Zac into Poppy,
I'm not a fan.
I don't know, man. I thought Trundle was the way, to be honest with you, and now they are gonna ban out Gragas.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, okay, hear me out. Is this a Poppy top? Is Poppy top still a thing?
Possibly, you know. We have Zero Gaming's top laner is known for his Poppy top.
Oh yeah, was it?
So,
yeah, I can respect that. So I think
you know they
honestly,
played him last time round, so it could be, you know, take inspiration from him.
Yeah, Evo Bobo. Oh yeah, sorry as well, guys. Make sure you lock in your predictions for this game. It's 1-1 at the moment. Who do you think is going to take game 3? Who do you think is going to secure themselves a spot in the semi-finals? And they are going to play off against Gucci Gaming. Whoever wins this game. Obviously, the loser are going to fall down to losers bracket. Going to be playing runtime, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, what do you pick here if you're Boba? Honestly, I want to see Boba play something that isn't a tank. To be honest, he plays tanks really well. And I think like
Evo seems like they didn't ban, but I think it was like a last second ban. So
I think we'll get a comment on that soon. Is Vitagen or Vitagen gonna lock in the Camille potentially? I mean, am I crazy for saying yo just go like Camille Galio or something here?
yeah, I mean Camille's like a decent last like blind pick on top lane, right? Like,
but again,
doesn't really have too many losing matchups. But
into Poppy.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you just go Poppy top. Wait, it's gonna be a Karma mid?
No, a Karma top.
Karma top? I feel like it's still gonna be a Poppy top, right?
No, I think it's just Karma top if you pick Poppy. I think Karma mid is Eon's champion pool is usually known for playing, you know, LeBlanc game 1, Yasuo game 2. They're banning his Akali every game. He doesn't seem like the type of person to play Karma, so that's I think a Karma top.
True.
Yon was the ban confirmed now for the.
And I mean, we'll find out now if it's who goes top and where this Poppy goes. But I'd really like to see this Poppy go top, to be honest with you. And they are gonna pick
the Veigar.
Veigar.
That is a really good pick. Oh, and we're gonna see the Syndra instead. Okay.
I mean, okay,
this leaves it open. Vitagen could pick Veigar themselves, and
they are gonna hover it.
Oh no,
okay,
are they gonna pick the Vex?
To be fair to Syndra though, she can stop the Zac engage. So I do see the merit in picking the Syndra here, but again, I mean.
But Vex into Syndra, I think that's a really Syndra favorite matchup though.
I feel like Veigar is so free here, but they are gonna go with the Vex.
Yeah, we've seen that Veigar hover. I think it was a bit of a, you know.
I'm so sad this isn't. I'm so sad Poppy isn't going top, man. I feel like that was like the angle. But yes, they are gonna.
No, you said you don't want to see Bobo on a tank, and if he's not playing a tanker now, Karma into Camille. I think Camille does struggle in that matchup quite a lot. Karma has a lot of sustain with her Mantra W, and
I mean,
it's gonna be a rough time.
You say that it's not gonna be tank, but you can play tank Karma top, though.
No, come on, man. Come on, man. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like, we do know Bobo is a big tank enjoyer. Karma tank kind of works. I'm not gonna say it's good, but yeah, I'd be surprised. But honestly, there's a big question mark ping over this Zac pick for me. I think Zac's gonna have a really, really hard time this game. Like, there are Alistar can stop Zac, Syndra can stop Zac, Poppy can stop Zac. You know how slippery Karma and Vayne are for a Zac?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, very. And
I
as
mean,
well, I think Syndra has the range advantage onto the Vex, right? So
yeah.
in a world where Vex actually manages to pop off, I think a lot of Vex's issue
Mhm.
is her actual damage. I think Vex kind of struggles in damage, but obviously
True.
Syndra as well. I don't really rate her as like a one of the top tier champions right now, but
Mhm. I
again,
think this is a
into
okay.
Vex, she's a good
Yeah.
matchup, and into Zac as well. And I think the reasoning why Vex was picked was mostly because look at their team comp. They have a Camille, they have a
Yeah.
Zac. It's all going in, and what else you pick?
Camille,
Pick
Zach,
Vex mid, and we just
Vex,
go in.
Pike, like you're going in this game, right? Like,
Yeah,
and I get it,
100%.
like, but I feel like the peel options from the side of Evo are really, really strong. Like Karma, Poppy, Syndra, like running headfirst into that kind of a comp is really difficult.
And as well, let's just mention how good Vayne does into Zac as well, right? You
Yeah,
just melt them. The true damage Vayne does, especially
Vayne.
with lethal tempo. No one's gonna be on top of her. Like Vayne will just have free hitting because with a Poppy standing in front and just using her
Yeah,
W.
I mean, Vayne this game is secretly perfect because Vayne actually count like okay, it's gonna sound crazy, but Vayne mains will know like Vayne is a counter to Xayah. Vayne is a very, very, very good pick into most hook champions, especially Pike. It's really hard for him to land his E. Vayne is great into Zac, Camille, and Vex because they're all so low range. Like this is a really good Vayne game. Like
I mean, especially even if Pike tries to E, you can always just E him away, right? So
yeah,
like even if you don't
like
have your tumble up, you can just always E him away. So it's like never a problem.
I
Um,
I I really think Vayne is gonna pop off this game. Like it's gonna be so hard for Vitagen to get on top of her with if she positions properly, like with Karma, with Syndra, with Poppy, it's gonna be really, really hard to lock down and to kill this Vayne. That being said, Vex Fear into Zac, into Pike, into Camille is very scary.
it's very, very scary.
And I don't think you can interrupt Vex R.
No, I don't think you can either. What you can mostly do is, just have people frontlining for you, or basically just standing in front
Yeah,
of where she's
true. You
coming
have
from.
like a tank
Um,
like Poppy or Alistar. Crazy, I know. Stand and just tank the ult, and then you're chilling, right?
yeah, but I also want to mention out Xayah got nerfed, right? So if she does go
Yeah.
lethality this game, her Q is basically just higher cooldown, 2 seconds higher, and it does
Mhm.
kind of show. So your approach to fights, you have a slower pull cooldown as well. Like
Yeah.
her damage,
If
the damage nerf doesn't really it
yeah.
realistically doesn't affect it too much, but you do notice the cooldown a bit. So she's not as strong as she used to be when it comes to playing lethality. So I'm interested if we will be seeing an iteration of Lethal Tempo Xayah here
Mhm.
possibly,
I
because
mean,
it was meta last year. Remember with the Gale
this
Force Essence Reaver.
I think a lot of this game falls onto Pike to get out of bot because obviously, look, you expect to have priority on bot. It's a Vayne. She doesn't have a ton of shop, right?
Yeah,
Until later on, where Vayne will just straight up beat Xayah and Pike, even in a 1v2 potentially. Like it's that crazy. That's like Vayne is really, really good into Xayah Pike from personal
yeah. As
experience.
long as
But
she doesn't get hit by a single
yeah,
piece of CC in the 1v2, right? If you can
I mean,
kite it
yeah,
out, if you can kite out the hook and the stun, and
yeah,
especially the Xayah route, you're
yeah,
basically not gonna die. But you
true.
need to be careful because shield bow doesn't really prevent you from
Yeah,
dying to a pike ult. So you need to watch out and manage your health really well.
I just think that if Pike can't create some sort of momentum from the tempo he is going to have in this bot lane, because he really should have, if they can't get a handle on this bot early on, I'd be very, very worried for the later stage of this game. So if I'm Evo, if I'm Obsidian, I'm trying my best to babysit bot. Like I think Syndra should win out on her own. I think Karma should really win out on her own. I don't think Zac can really mess around too much with either of those lanes. And I just think that as long as Vayne gets to her power spikes, it's just really, really difficult for Vitagen to make anything happen, to be honest. But that being said, if Camille finds angles to get ahead, if Pike gets himself out of lane, and I think, look, Syndra is great individually into Zac and Vex and Pike. But 1v3, she's gonna die. You know, it's just
Yeah,
how it is.
I think
So,
Syndra's are really volatile. You know,
yeah.
this is the third game we're talking about volatility, right? So I think I need to pull up a definition of that word, which I won't do, but you know, for all you watching, basically volatile, bad. Let's put it
Volatile,
like that.
unstable. Yeah.
Unstable, yeah, that's good. It's kind of like powder from Arcane, but we love
Okay.
Arcane.
Yeah. But
Who's your
yeah.
favorite Arcane character?
Oh, who's my favorite arcane? Look, I'm gonna I'm gonna be called normie, but Vi, man. I'm
You know,
pro
Jinx is in
Vi, man.
Arcane too.
Wait, Jinx is an arcane? No way,
Jinx is
man.
in Arcane, yeah. You wouldn't believe that.
Oh man. No, but yeah, I mean, we do see the lethal tempo Zaya build coming out, so it is gonna be crit as it comes out, and we do see Mr. Moo Cow, the best
Yeah, I mean,
Alistar
look,
skin in the game.
we haven't done it so far, but skin game, right?
Skin game. I
This
mean,
it's 5v3.
yeah, it's not. There's like 5v3 is just a free loss, right? Like skin game, just like FPX Vayne
Yeah.
is a pretty garbage skin, but like it's
Yeah,
better
prestige
than
skin on Zaya, but you know, you have the drippy Alistar skin.
yeah, man. The guy brought his cowbell to this one. Like it is what it is, man. And yeah, I mean, level 1, what happens?
Is Vitagen gonna try to do the same thing they did every game so far as basically 5-mana bot? Seems like the positioning they are doing it. And Evo is just again looking for a normal 5-stack.
I don't know if they are. Pings are going out onto these bot brushes from blue side, so Fade and Alistar. Is Kill Ogi gonna get caught here this time around? Oh, we're swapping to Vision. Is he gonna spot anyone? Wait, no, go back to the bot lane. Okay, he is gonna spot him. The ward is gonna go down on time, and nothing is gonna come from that. My goodness, man.
They spot them moving up to the river as well. Man,
True, but
this
they're not done, and they haven't warded Tribrush here. Or maybe they have. Have they? No, they have?
No, they haven't dropped the ward.
They haven't.
Yeah, they got the vision on the enemy red buff, which is
Yeah.
really crucial. That the Tribush ward really doesn't give you any information whatsoever. So again, like it's because you can always just take a safe route down, right? Especially playing into a pike, you're never realistically gonna walk into a Tribush, especially after what Vitagen did last time round with cheesing on bot lane. But yeah, here we're gonna see Zac being spotted out on
Again,
top side on his red buff.
This is
Things
the
coming
third
out.
game in a row, right? Like you're sacrificing like bot cheese, right? And it almost worked in game 1. But you sacrifice it for constant knowledge on where you're starting, right? So they know Dutch is starting top again, so this bot lane knows that Zac is going to be bot level 3. And once again, I mean, okay, their bot lane just shows level 1, so they're not really giving, like, trying to hide anything here. They are going to know the Evo Obsidian is also starting top and pathing bot, but
Getting zoned
again,
off with the XP though.
no minions have died quite yet, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah, the wave
Alistar
shot.
is looking pretty drippy, but he's still level 1, and he's kind of useless at that level, you know?
Yeah.
But no
yeah.
XP is lost. Blessed. That is a... yeah. But yeah, I mean, looking as if Vitagen are looking to bounce the second wave, really trying to set up for this Zac gank level 3. So, yeah, now it is just going to bounce back to them no matter what. So, yeah, I just, hopefully Zac is reading this play and is doing his best to get down to bot, because I expect in about 30 seconds time the bot wave to be in a really good spot for Zac to gank.
Yeah, and he's already there. He's on his blue buff. He's on his Grom.
Yeah.
He's clearing it out. He will be level 3 after that. They are also clearing out the vision. You know, Pyke has that sweeper already starting with it. So no vision. Obviously, the side of Evo is aware that there's a ward in that push. They know that Zac's pathing bot. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see an Obsidian counter gank here, just sitting under tower, just out of vision. Waiting for that Zac to come and even push up in the bush. Obviously, they know that Vitagen doesn't have a ward of their own, as they just went to ward the Tribush. Has some trades on top here. Very karma.
Dude, I want to give like such a big shout out to Vitagen's bot lane for this kind of a play. Like, we don't see this enough in the SLE, but like once we get to like the top, like the upper echelons of the SLE, it's like the bot wave has been set up from level 1 to be in a good
but look
state
at
to
it, they're
gank.
still pushing it in. That's the thing. Oh, but
Yeah,
Zach
they.
is there. Zach is charging. Zach is jumping in. That's Obsidian sitting under tower. As I said, and Dutch gets kicked under tower, has to flash out, and Dutch is just gonna die. Passive is up. No one can TP to it. And this will be a kill to Vayne, but Obsidian still going in and will die
Traded back.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
just an
mean-
overstep from Obsidian. Yet again, going a bit too deep. Was not really necessary, but
Oh, rooted, but Vayne has the red buff slow. The exhaust is gonna go down, bottom part is gonna flash out, but now it's LMR is gonna get hunted, gonna be forced to flash away too. Vayne gonna flash forward, the root is not gonna go through. That is another kill over to Vayne, that is a double kill going straight over to this Vayne. 3-0 now. After
this
I
Vayne
just
is
complimented...
massive.
I just complimented the wave position, but Dutch is gonna find Yeon. Yeon is He has no mana. Dutch is gonna get the aftershock proc off, but Xeyes also has no mana. Can't follow up. But yeah, I mean, but I'm so proud of like wave management in this game. Like, okay, supports.
I
I
can
love this
respect.
man.
You know what? I respect that execute from Kill because
Yeah.
it gives him the home guard out of base, so he will be on the map faster, and it's faster than getting a recall off, especially in those
Yeah.
early levels. It's
actually
actually
big brains.
300 IQ.
It also makes sure the wave crashes as well. Like, I'm impressed with the both bot lanes wave control this game. Admittedly, Vitagen got a little bit ahead of themselves, started over pushing, but yeah. And we see both mid laners gonna burn the TPs to get back to lane. One, I think Xeyes has opted for Lucidity boots. I don't know if that's standard on Vex, but he has opted to pick him up.
Yeah, it's a bit, I think a reasoning why you go for it, it's mostly to sidestep. They're the cheapest boots, and you basically dodge a lot of Syndra poke because her Q range is much higher than any of your abilities. But here, obviously, the pink were nicely done from Evo, placing it there early on in the game. Alistar out of base, having that ability to put it there. So they spot out Pyke on rotation to mid, clear out vision to the zombie wards. They will get that vision back. But yeah. It was funny on bot before because both the ADCs had double buffs in 3 minutes. And it was just double buff versus double buff on bot. So interesting situation. But this Vayne is massive. Pickaxe and Noon Quiver on first back
This Vayne being ahead is truly terrifying because again, there isn't actually a lot. Okay, as we do see the pause, I will just continue. There isn't a whole lot Xayah can do to compete with the Vayne. The only thing I'm gonna say about the Vayne is she's opting for either Kraken or Gale Force. That pickaxe has been picked up. There is no lifesteal, so perhaps he is gonna be a little bit squishier. But honestly, if he opts for Gale Force, I can't see a way that anyone kills him at this stage in the game.
It might just be a mistake. It might just be me. What always happens to me, and I have witnesses for this. Every time I play Vayne and I want to build shield bow, I'm so used to building Kraken or Gale and all the ADCs that I buy pickaxe, come to lane, do 2 waves, and I'm like, I should have money for shield bow now. I have like 1.2k, and I'm like, I open shop while recalling, and I'm like,
oh, bad.
I kind of did a mistake right there.
Yeah.
I'm
900 gold short. Wait, what? You see the
but you're
pickaxe,
definitely you're definitely right. Gale Force, this game is massive.
I mean,
pair it with the Poppy Peel.
That being said, you're 3-0 on Vayne. All right, like this is your moment. Like, what would Gosu do? Like, you're playing for the montage, right? You pick up the Kraken. Come on.
Keep in mind though, you pick up the Kraken, but you're just saying I'm a glass cannon right now. Like,
yeah.
Then again, we were saying shield bow kind of doesn't help against Spike ult. So
true. I mean, Gale Force definitely does, but Vayne, like, unironically, like this is like a perfect Vayne game in my opinion. Like, you're ahead. You're into Xayah. Like, if you find all-ins against Xayah, even with her ultimate, it's really easy to just avoid getting sidestepped or the E with Vayne passive with Tumble, and it's just so hard for Xayah Pyke to come back into this because even if Zac comes, Alistar has the means in his kit to stop Zac engage and stop Pike engage. Like, he just W's one and Q's the other.
Yeah, and I mean,
even
obviously,
then-
right?
Continue.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Vayne struggles the most in her early levels, right? So
Yeah.
getting those 3 kills is just saying, look, my early game is kind of like done and dusted. We're going
True.
mid to late already at 6 minutes. So like, when it comes to that, it's pretty close to a mythic already. You know, if
True, I
we
mean,
get to see
1.2k gold.
yeah,
She has mythic in like a 1k gold, and I assume she has boots as well, magical boots. So within the next 5 minutes, expect to see this Vayne like really hard spiking with like mythic and boots completed. Like, this Vayne is super accelerated in build, and yeah, I mean, goodness, it's really hard. And I mean, look, we see Poppy angling again down towards this bot side. I think again this is completely correct. The Poppy just hovers between bot and mid, and I mean, Vayne is so far ahead. I just expect them to, unironically, just start up Dragon potentially here, looking for a fight, perhaps.
I mean, look,
But
Dutch is looking at mid lane, right? He's in that top bush above mid, potentially looking for a mid lane gang. Vex has her ult up, has the flash. So they could look for an engage on it. Obviously, that is Dutch and Zac doesn't have flash, lost it on bot lane prior. But yeah, you know, he's on the other side of the map, and his Vayne damage, this should be pretty...
Sure, I think we are just gonna rewind. I'm not sure if this pause is a bug or what's wrong with it, but we're gonna do some playing around here. We're gonna get a little replay on the Vayne kills. Again, a great engage or counter engage there from the Alistar. Zac has to be so careful hovering just on the outside of tower range, but yeah, Obsidian just biting off a little bit more than he can chew there, just getting caught out, getting hooked. And I mean, this is what I mean, like, look at this. Like, through exhaust, it's like, if Vayne is on the front foot in a fight, there's really nothing Zaya can do. Like,
Especially when Pike is also like, you know, behind like that. Like,
yeah.
he's just dead. There's no way out for him, even if he dashes into Vayne. Like, Vayne still has little tempo and a lot of place to just catch up to him. So, yeah, it's... Vayne is really big right now.
Yeah, I mean, Vayne is huge. I'm not sure if Spectator is broken. Oh, so okay, I'm hearing that yeah, okay, it is actually still paused. That's fine. So, yeah, I mean, what's the outlet here? Like, what's Vitagen's out, right? I mean, there's an angle on top with Camille, potentially. If she gets a snowball going, I think it could prove pretty difficult here for the Karma. But I think if all remains as is, and Zac keeps focusing on this bot lane and on this mid lane, it becomes really difficult for them to find themselves ahead. Because if Yeon is good, he E's the Zac engage, and it cancels the engage. Is it E or do you have to QE Zac engage on Syndra? I'm not entirely sure.
Just E is a knockup, but the thing with QE is it has a bit of a longer reach, right? Because the ball goes out. The E is only like a few range, you know, in front of it.
Yeah, Zac engage should get denied, but you see here, Dutch is actually angled on mid. I think Xai's ult is up, so they might just look for a really hard commit here. And who knows, if they pick up Yeon, maybe Dutch and Xai's can rotate the lead from mid, that they can get down the bot lane, because I'd say the only thing right now that can stop this Vayne train from just absolutely steamrolling people is a point-and-click Vex Sphere, right? Because then, you know, anyone can jump on her and she just dies. But yeah, if that doesn't happen, I can't help. I don't want to say GG 6 minutes, right? But as a big Vayne enjoyer, I'm hyped to see Vayne be 3-0 this early into a game, and I really want to see it come out on top. But look, there's definitely still options. I just think Dutch needs to investigate the top side of the map a little bit more.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, we're back into the game here. It seems.
Let's go.
And yeah, I mean, Karma top with the peel she has as well. It's just rough.
Once Karma gets to grouping, it's rough, bro. Like,
I was just barking on stream, you know. No rough right now for the side of Vitagen.
Yikes. True. And now we're chilling. We are officially back in game, and looking like that Dutch gank did not bear any fruit. So he is just going to walk down bot, and I think they are just going to start up the dragon here.
Yeah. Also, the hard thing about pauses like this, you know, the pause took like 7 to 8 minutes, right? You kind of lose track of what you're doing in game. So
True.
you need to get back into it. Pauses kind of take you out of the zone, take you out of the mindset of playing the game. But obviously, Evo did a good job of realizing still what they want to do, keeping at it, and you know, getting that
Pick
dragon.
up. Free Drake, and I mean, Ocean Drake coming next, so it's Mountain or Cloud Soul. Which do you think you'd prefer here? I mean, people love Cloud Soul, right? Or Infernal, sorry. I forgot. There's okay, some heavy trading. Oh no, Captain, not like this. Evo Bobo is gonna start running them down. The Q is not gonna connect, gonna force the flash out of Captain in there as a Killoge gonna get hooked. I mean, yeah, Pyke's trying his best, and
It's risky.
it's
for
really
Pyke to do
hard.
that, because if
Yeah.
Alistair, if he Qs him while he's in vision, Alistair can just smoke him up and push him into Vayne. And what does Pyke do then?
We both-
covers bot side here. Zach is bot as well, so it might be something. They've got no vision onto Obsidian. Zach cancelled his recall. Alistair going in. Obsidian going in. Zach is jumping in. Obsidian stops it, but obviously Pyke no flash, hitting in a bush, and it's just gonna be nothing happening with the wave pushing into the side of Evo here.
I mean, the Zaya did just ding 6, but at the same time, it's like they used the exhaust for that. They thought the Vayne was gonna full commit there. Ended up nothing happening, but okay, kill. Got to be a little bit careful as the root comes up. Very lucky that Pyke hasn't dinged 6 yet. But yeah, I mean, ultimately it all comes to nothing. Vayne is still on a really good spot, and we are gonna have another pause. Nice. I love the SLE, man. Oh, man. So I'm not entirely sure what the issue is. Maybe there's some lag going on somewhere, but ultimately, yeah. I don't know, chat. How are you guys doing? How you guys found the series so far? I mean, I think
I think Evo's jungler is having ping issues.
I see Obsidian having some ping issues. I mean, sure, but yeah, I don't know what else they're. We've spoken a little bit about what Dutch needs to do with Xdias. We've spoken a little about the bot lane scenario. We've spoken a little bit about the top lane scenario. Yeah, I mean, look, it's only 1k gold, right? It's not insurmountable. This game is definitely still like up in the air. It's just very unfortunate that the one person that needs.
Back at it.
Oh, okay, we are back.
One more bug away from the game.
Yeah. Okay, does Alistar's recall get cancelled here? Yes or no?
No. Exactly.
True, I don't think it's close enough. I think the spacing is not good.
Channeling a hook. What's gonna happen next? Pull in chat real fast.
Find out next time on the next episode of the SLE.
Once it stops bugging out.
Okay, no, nothing. Okay, but the hook.
Oh, it was close.
Dude, kill. What a Chad, dude. He doesn't cancel it. He's like, listen, man, if this hits me, it hits me. And he just knows, man. He's too good. And here they might look for a dive, but yeah, okay, Vayne.
Vayne damage.
Yeah. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. It's so hard for the Pyke to land any sort of CC onto a Vayne. Like, she's just so mobile. And I mean, now,
Ori will step up to the wave. Knew Zach was bought earlier, but okay, he will just recall. Both
wave
of Vitagen recall as well, so.
Zach looking for the top gank here. Evo Bobo does have the flash, but okay, Captain is just gonna go in with the Hextech ultimatum, is gonna get rooted, but Dutch is just gonna walk up, saved his E, the flash forward from Obsidian. Meanwhile, in the mid line, Xdias is gonna be forced to trade flash, but is it gonna be enough? No, the smite gonna kill Xdias there in the mid, while Evo Bobo is just gonna flash out on top. Dutch gonna go back forward, Captain gonna jump forward again too, and is Evo Bobo just gonna get caught out here? Zach's passive goes off, and Evo Bobo gonna get picked up in the end. Captain on that Camille with W. Barda Papa up here now with Evo. Obsidian needs to be really careful, but Evo, Yeon, and Kill are on the way. The stun goes down onto 2 people. The knockup comes down. Dutch might get picked up here. That is one for the Alice Star, and now it is a 2v3. Captain trying to get onto this Syndra, but it is just not going to be enough. Captain going to get picked up. That kill going to be donated over to Syndra. Meanwhile, in on the bot lane, it is going to be Vayne. Vayne is going to flash the E, going to heal, going to force LMR, and that is just going to be an easy solo bolo. Okay, Bartapa is just going to be really annoying. Pyke, I have nothing to say other than that champion is cringe. Hylissang right there, Hylissang-esque.
Yeah, and I mean, look, we've seen a fight on top, Evo winning. We saw that bot lane fight where both AD carries just used up all their stuns. Xayah didn't have her exhaust up. I think with exhaust the fight would have been much closer. But a nice flash from side of Evo there. But he gets a kill as well, Ori, and he gets a plate for himself as well. So that's another 400 gold in his pocket, and he will be on a mythic here in theory.
Is it bugged?
Did he not buy items?
Didn't he? Shouldn't he be 4-0?
Yeah, he should be 4-0. Yeah, I think the scoreboard is bugged.
Yeah.
That's a peculiar situation right there.
I'm gonna assume that he has Kraken. He's a Chad. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it should be. Okay, there we go. Okay, he is a Chad. He went to Kraken. I can respect that. As we do get that scoreboard update, his captain is gonna look here for a pretty aggressive trade onto Bobo. I mean, we do see that, but that is so well played from Alice Star. You're just gonna Hex Flash over the wall. Like, that's like Rek'Sai levels ganks. Knows that LMR has absolutely nothing up, and that's just 5 kills over the Vayne. Heal needs to be very careful. The flash that goes gold and gets the ult. Now, Bartapa does need to be really careful here. He's gonna ult, but Evo Yeon is just gonna pick that up in a what was pretty much a 1v3, and now Dutch needs to be really careful here as Obsidian is just gonna throw the hammer down on top of him. Xi is looking gonna be next. That is gonna be a double kill over to Obsidian. A kill again also over to Yeon. And again, oh my goodness, in the top lane, like we're just seeing the power of this Karma pick into Camille. And I mean, it's just looking like counter picks across the board alongside great mechanical outplays. It's kind of hard for Vitagen to compete at the moment, and I mean, honestly, I think
5K gold lead as well already. Dragon is up and they're already on it. That's
Bobo though. Bobo might get picked up here. The root comes down, and yeah, that's gonna be a solo bolo up in the top lane, getting a little bit ahead of yourself out there, Bobo. That's not a tank. You can't face tank everything. Unfortunate. And oh my god. Okay, Vayne is gonna cancel the back in the end.
Pyke has no also. This is pretty dangerous, but the stun and the root do keep Pyke alive there. But yeah, Bobo again, you know, him dying or not in top lane, I don't think it plays a big factor.
No, this game is Vayne.
Yeah, it's all about Vayne, and I think the only person who can realistically stop this Vayne is Captain and on the Camille.
Yeah.
So, you know, him having 2 kills is pretty good for the game so far. But
can we look at gold, like between lanes? We do see like 1.5k gold in the bot lane, 1.5k gold in the mid lane, 1k up in the jungle. Yes, okay, Camille is up as okay, Yeon does need to be careful here as the Q connects. Bartapa is just gonna get blown up though. It is like 1-for-1 or 1-for-0 so far, and Yeon is just gonna live with a sliver of HP. I mean, Xi just doesn't have enough damage yet, and
that's the thing with Vex, right? She has the range, but she lacks in the damage department, especially until you get like 2 items. You know, Luden's Shadow Flame is kind of her big power spell. Bobo, you're walking up to the bush.
Great dodge.
This might be it. Nicely done for Bobo.
Oh no, Bobo not again. Oh, he's gonna step up just a little bit too far.
Captain and flash again.
Captain and another kill going over to this Vayne. A great bait from Bobo. Pyke kind of hovering. He does have his ultimate, so but it's gonna be nothing. And I mean,
doom and gloom for Vitagen right now.
Pyke is trying to make plays and consistently sacrificing his XP. The guy is level 6. He's 5 levels down on a mid laner, and I think that played a big role as to why like Syndra managed to live the way she did and just completely one-shot Pyke. But Pyke can't even look at Syndra at the moment. I feel like she just Q ult dead, you know what I mean? And Syndra smartly picks up the Ludens. No need for anything other than burst. And yeah, it's just the game is just looking increasingly difficult.
Herald mid lane here, and I think
2 Drakes, Herald mid. probably gonna get top tower. You're already up 5k gold. Gonna get first blood tower as well. It's gonna go up to 6k gold, almost 7k gold. And I mean,
that Herald gets a second charge off as well. It's really, really big. That mid lane tower is going to be really low. And 2 minutes to the next dragon, so you know everyone's kind of poising around that bot side, maybe looking for a potential like fight or whatever. But no real reason to fight. Meanwhile, on top, Bobo's just taking the slow trade. You know, he's playing Karma. Unless Camille all-ins him, he realistically never win out the trade. I mean, never lose out the trade. Sorry.
And I mean, it's important to note as well that for this next Drake, Evo Bobo is going to have the TP advantage. I don't think Captain is going to be able to get down, but Evo Ori does need to be careful here. As, okay, just going to help shove out the wave in the end, Dutch. But, yeah, I think for this next Drake, I expect Evo Bobo to TP in for it, or walk towards it. And if he does that, it becomes really, really difficult 4v5 for Vitagen to contest this one. And I mean, the longer this game goes on, this Vayne is only going to get scarier, right? And Evo Obsidian is just
looking for a small trade.
Solo.
But Obsidian now a bit out of position. Zac jumps in. Pyke has ult up. Not enough.
And here we go. Vayne final hour. Oh my goodness, that damage is insane.
Obviously leaving the kill off to Vayne. Vayne is 7-0 with a Rage Blade already. And Vayne can just decide to be like, alright, that's it for my damage items. Vex, not really fed. I'll just buy randoms right now, third item.
Yeah.
And at that point, what does Camille realistically do to Vayne even? Besides the true damage? Not much. You know, randoms, it's just really, really good. Vayne can just go wits and randoms and just not take damage from the enemy team. They will be looking for that topside tower. There's 4 members of Evo looking at that. Ori's resetting while Dragon's up in 40 seconds.
Vayne is just free to do absolutely whatever she wants this game. Like, Evo Ori has just been so stacked for minute 1, and they just keep donating her kills. Like, Zac's gonna go in. If it's not onto Vayne, and Vayne shows up, it's like, well, good luck. As
missing his V over the wall, his hawk shot didn't connect. So now Bobo has a chance to take this trade. Artifact is sitting on the blast cone in the back, but I think
Yeon
gets spotted. Flash on Yeon. Yeon gets his ult off, and that's just
Yeon getting a kill. It smells of desperation.
They do get Sinless flashed off.
Yeah.
There's that.
But this is
his bot side.
This is exactly what I was saying about this Pyke. Like, he can kind of walk up, but it's like, if Syndra has R, you are just getting one shot no matter what. And I mean, jeez, Yeon with some crazy damage there too. Like, Vayne is fed, but like, the Syndra is no joke either. 4-0 on the Syndra. They are just going to look to pick up the Drake. Zac might look for a steal. He is going to go in anyway. He is just going to get cancelled. He gets grounded, and this is a Vayne with 2 items in 17 minutes. There's not a whole lot you can do with Zac. Now topside, Bobo looking to get some good damage off. Gonna force out the Camille, gonna force him with all in. Meanwhile, on the bot side, they are just gonna dive, but Barda Papa is gonna come in and absolutely save the day, no?
Oh, but meanwhile on bot, obviously they kill out Ties on bot lane, and they will be picking up this tower as well. This is the 3rd tower they're picking up, so their last outer tower for Vitagen. Meanwhile, Vitagen struggling to even pick up a single tower. I think Camille might be getting a tower on top side here. Keep in mind there's objective bounties up, but Captain being really low. Ori being really deep in the enemy jungle. No vision, no feel around him.
Alistar and Vayne are collapsing on this mid lane. They need to be really careful, as they are just gonna force out everything. That's both summoners from the Xayah, and I mean, that is just gonna be an easy 2v1. Okay, Alistar, he's gonna chaos it.
Respect. Sometimes
but I mean,
you get some kills for yourself.
This Vayne is untouchable, man.
Yeah, like, with the stopwatch as well, it's really hard to collapse on it. Obviously, Camille picks up the top tower, so that's a bit of like gold for the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, they picked up mid tower too.
Yeah,
but
towers, that's 200 gold in bounties. But
they're gonna lose the lives of 2 of their members and a mid tower in response. So I think ultimately, if we look at the gold, it's gonna remain at just a 6.5, 7k gold lead. That I mean, okay, we see that there's a little bit of damage there coming out from the Vex. If she does manage to land the Fear, Dutch gonna look. But look at this, like, Poppy is so well positioned here. Poppy is just gonna ground, gonna stun him up, but now, like, Dutch just gonna get deleted. Xyz is gonna flash forward, but gonna go golden for the Vayne, and now it is just all hands going forward here for the side of Evo. Evo are just gonna pick up everybody here. Vayne with the triple kill could be a penta if she does keep going. Gonna pop the final hour, is looking for it. Okay, she is going under the tower. Oh my god, the damage. The exhaust does come out. Does she die in the end? No, she does not. She is going to survive, but a triple
That
kill
was
over
pretty
to the
risky.
van.
You need to be careful though. You have a 700
Yeah.
gold bounty, so if you die out,
Yeah.
you have a gold lead. But there's no reason to take risks as big as that,
Yeah.
right? Sure, it's a
True.
penta, but there's still a lot of opportunities for it in the
True.
game, especially when you're that fed. Stopwatch out for Vayne now, so the ability for people to collapse onto her is much bigger for the side of Vitagen.
Oh.
But,
They are going to look. They are going to cancel backs, but Dutch now kind of caught in no man's land here. Just going to get one shot. Captain going to try and go in on Yeon next. No ult on Yeon, obviously, now, but it's LMR. Is just, oh my goodness, Evo with the stun. And now, again, Ori is just able to run everybody down. Another double kill over to Vayne. 14-0 now. And I mean...
we have the 10k gold lead as well for the side of Evo here. And, yeah, the game is just looking really rough for Vitagen.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like from draft, from like minute 1, it's so difficult to do anything.
Especially that bot play, it was very nicely done from Obsidian to recognize what Vitagen wanted to do by, they wanted to gank. He sat under tower, he got the counter gank off, they got the double buff, it was a 1-for-1 trade, but that really enabled Vayne to just go in, with the health buff, red buff regen, and they got the sums, they went in, and they got 2 more kills, and from that point on, Vayne was just snowballing.
True.
Kill
I mean,
after kill after kill, and now we're here. 3 items Vayne, opting
three
PG.
items, 3.5 items on Vayne, 3 items on Syndra, and it's just, how do you compete with this? Yes, okay, Camille is 2-2-1, has an item and a half completed, but it's just, relative to the rest of the game, she is so behind the curve, and this is just going to be a 20-minute Baron Force here from Evo. Perhaps stealable by Dutch, but like, I don't think Vitagen are in any position to try to take this fight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Vayne knows the Baron as well. Obsidian has to smite up, so he needs to be
True,
careful.
and
But
boom.
Eon on the side
Bye-bye.
picking up.
Bye-bye, man. Yeon not done though, up 3 levels. Xtyas does need to be careful here as the scat of the week does miss. Xtyas brought the fancy feat today and will pop her own ult, gonna get the shield, but it is not gonna be enough. Yeon goes godlike, gets the stun, absolutely one-shots its LMR, and now Evo go flash over the wall, and it is just all guns blazing, full turn onto the side of Vitagen. Zac passive is not gonna save him. They pick up the Baron, they pick up 4 members, and now they are gonna pick up the base of Vitagen here, and I mean, Camille is just chilling, man.
Yeah, Camille was chilling, not in the fight there. Nicely done from Obsidian, and Evo just stopped hitting the Baron. So obviously, Dutch didn't really have a chance to steal it out either. So yeah, it's looking very rough, and I think Evo
could
is
end
just looking
here.
for end here. Yeah, every member of Vitagen is up. So this is going
this
to be
the
a bit
overstep?
might be the overstep, but the tower is dead. Nexus is over.
Towers are gone. The flash
but
gets
stun
2 man in the stun. Zac gonna get cancelled, and now there is no more engage left. Ori is just free hitting in the backline. Scat of the week kills Camille. That's gonna be a triple kill again over to the Vayne. The quadra kill over to the Vayne. No Penta, unfortunately, but Evo gonna take the series 2-1. They're gonna be moving forward in the tournament. They're gonna be facing Gucci Gaming in the next round.
Yeah.
Woo!
Evo coming up into the semifinals against Gucci Gaming, securing 3rd spot alongside Gucci Gaming and an unnamed team for now as the top 3 in SLE for this season. But what a game from Evo, a complete contrast to their first and second game. First game, Evo played early game, not the cleanest, came to the mid where they actually played really well, and then obviously made the missteps and went down, and Vitagen obviously nicely done, very well played in game 1 to recognize the missteps and punish them. Then going to game 2, obviously Evo with both teams opting more for comfort, and again Evo just kind of winning team fights. That's where they were strong all series, I feel like, and yeah, it really showed, especially in this 3rd game, especially around the bot side, as all 3 games were revolving around that.
Yeah, I mean, super well played, especially in that 3rd game. I mean, I think Vitagen going forward need to look. I think it's great to go for comfort, but you kind of can't get away with counter picking yourself in 4 lanes if you include the jungle. Yeah, I mean, I think game three definitely came down to draft, but 100% kudos to Evo for kind of sniffing out Vitagen's strategy in that, look, man, they're going to five-man cheese bot level one, then the jungler is going to go top and he's going to path to bot. And I mean, a great counter gank meant that the jungler fell behind. It meant that Barda Papa also fell behind. And then from then on, it just kind of became desperate almost to me. Like, Bard would look for play. He's kind of behind. He tries to force too hard, and it just turns around, and he just falls flat on his face each and every time in that third game. And I just think that once the Vayne had those 3 kills initially, plus the fact that all of other lanes kind of should be winning on their own, it just becomes so unbelievably difficult to come back in a game like that. But that being said, I still think the series was very, very well contested. Game one went Vitagen's way, Vitagen, that team's way, whatever.
Yeah.
Through good drafting, through good team fighting, through good scaling. Game two was similar, but I think Evo had the scaling option that time around. So they just kind of came out on top as the game went on. And I mean, again, I went over what happened in game three. So yeah, I mean, super well played to Evo. And I mean,
We also have an
this.
interview from Eon. I see him waiting in the waiting room there. So
Okay, let's bring him
we
in.
move him in.
Congratulations, Yeon, man. How you guys feeling about that one?
Pretty good, I'd say. We were having a really shaky first game, and second game it wasn't really clean, but third game we pulled it back.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
yeah.
okay, you
I
you
mean,
do you.
first,
You do you.
yeah, I was gonna
Yes,
first thing.
sir.
Go for it.
Who, me or you?
Oh,
Wait. Okay,
You
me.
you ask. You ask. You
Okay,
ask.
my first question is: when you saw in game two the Yasuo versus Yeon matchup, were you like, okay, man, this is like Battle of the Egos? This is like the mechanics diff? Like, were you like excited? Was there any like mental edge, kind of like mental warfare behind the scenes and those kinds of picks, or what did you think about
well,
that?
I think it was going to be really fun to play because in theory Yasuo should counter Yone early game, but obviously it's not the case. He's pretty good Yone. He did solo kill me. I
Mhm.
did have an eco. It was a bad play. Either way, I think there was an actual anime battle. I remember.
Mhm.
I think just before the game ended.
Mhm. On
That
top
was
lane.
really yeah, in top lane. It was really close. I,
Yeah, I mean, super congrats. And I mean, okay, throughout the series, did you guys kind of like, how did you guys like identify what Vitagen wanted to do? How did you guys adapt? Or was it just, we have our game plan and we're going to stick to it no matter what? Like, what was kind of like the mentality in the dressing room as the series went on?
think in the first game we were just adapting to their playstyle, so we would see, oh, he's going after a roam, sucking wave. So next game, in game two, we would just put in our jungle wards and we can spot them a lot more easily, so we can play off that. And we really adjusted to that in the third game, I'd say.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, totally. And I mean, the Vayne pick, whose idea was that? And I mean, it was a great pick, but like, what was your thinking going into game three with the draft? I mean, I feel like you guys had a significant advantage, but I'm not entirely sure how you guys felt about that.
I think our draft was good. Yeah, it was good, but the ADC pick was a shout out from our AD, obviously,
Hmm.
and initially, I was thinking of picking Veigar, but then we were discussing about how we'd have like too much scaling, so we'd have to pick more mid lane, mid game focus. But
Hmm.
I guess it didn't really matter because bot lane just
I
really got
think
to snowball.
they got a triple kill in 6 minutes,
Yeah,
so who needs
Vayne happened,
scaling?
so
Yeah, true.
it was a bit unfortunate for Vitagen.
But yeah, congrats for me, Stanix. Did you have anything to ask or add to that?
Uh, not really. I think you kind of encapsulated all my questions. I just want to like congratulate you guys as well because it was a really banger series, especially the first 2 games. I mean,
Yeah,
by far the first game was I think the best
Hmm.
one in my opinion
Hmm.
to watch because it was the most like back and forth
Hmm.
game between you all. But yeah, I mean you're playing Gucci Gaming. as your next opponents in playoffs. So you met them in the regular split before. I don't really know the score between you guys, but going into the series,
I
how do you
think
feel about it?
I think it's 1-1 or we're tied for sure. They
Mhm.
are a decent team. They came in mid split, right? We
They
weren't
came in
really,
mid split, yeah.
yeah, mid split before playoffs, yeah. They the first time we played them, I think it was a really, really close game, but we pulled it back with the comeback. I was on TF, I believe. And the second
Wow.
game, I'm pretty sure we lost. But I'm sure they are a really good team. I'll be looking forward to playing them next game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, super good luck to you guys then in your endeavors, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the finals. And yeah, congrats again, and best of luck.
Thank you.
So, without further ado, I think that brings us to the end of our stream today. I think it's worth showing the playoff bracket one more time, just to show how everything plays out now. I think Evo is going to go on now to play in the semifinals of the winners bracket. They are going to be playing against Good Cheat Gaming, while Team Vitagen is going to be going down to the losers bracket. They are going to be playing against Runtime, so they have a slightly longer road ahead of them now. And look, hopefully we get to see them in the finals. I say hopefully, but I'm an RT1 player, so hopefully not. But yeah, I think that's everything I have to say. Sanix, anything you want to put on there, or are you good?
No, not really. My throat is it's gone.
Yo, can we get
It's
some hydrates real quick? Sanix needs his throat's a
I need
little
water.
bad.
This is a
But
good way to exhaust people's points, so
true,
we
so
don't
I'm,
have
I'm
like
trying to sped them up. Come,
thank you.
wait, was there hydration inflation again?
I hope so. I hope so. It should
490.
be. Oh my God.
Wow,
Thank you.
I
I
would
appreciate your
riot.
care.
I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I mean, thank you for the hydration, and thank you guys for tuning in today. Hopefully, we're gonna update you on who's playing next. I think it's Zero versus Enemy is gonna be the next game. I'm not sure about that though. But
I need to finish my water bottle. Wait.
yeah, even Finnan is spurring you on. I would say hydrate for me as well, but I finished my drink, so sorry guys. Um, I'm scamming at the moment. I'll go get a drink after this, I promise. But yeah, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. Bye bye.
I'm walking